You know, I had a really good toxic intro right there, but my mic, I clicked the unmute button, but it was just like, no, I'm not gonna unmute. So, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I haven't streamed in a little while because I hadn't gotten any bloody sleep in a few days. Skill issue, shut up, Say. Anyway, but yeah, here we are. We're gonna do the end of this event, which is actually kind of hard, and I think it will be very hard for this account because this account is crap. Mike saved us. Alright. Yeah, I was just, you know, jabbing at Say is all. You're coming in here swinging. I see how it is. Anabashi, thank you for the 48 months. That is a really long time. And thank you again, Fishy, for the 23 months. Thank you, guys. Alright, let's see. How far in are we? Stheno carry. Well, there is an enemy rider, so... Although you can't charm them. If one Stheno isn't enough, maybe you need two. Do I have you added, Ace? Because I feel like that actually does need to happen. Because you've got a super strong Stheno. Yeah, hold on. That definitely needs to happen at some point. I don't know about some of these fights, because again, the enemy is female, so not as good. Let's see, trash bag. Fishy, Sentai, there's Hex. That's a name right there. Let's see if I've already got you. I don't have a lot of people added on this account. Okay, I do not. There is the friend code. Let me make a little bit of room, because I might get more than one invite. See, this person's not playing anymore. Feels bad. That should be fine. Alright, there you go. 789-574-550, in case you are blind. Wait, what about mustard? Mustard is a good sauce, though, by the way. Much better than ketchup for most things. I'm not gonna lie, chat, the only thing I actually like ketchup on is fries, really, and maybe a burger. But a burger, I'd still rather have mustard. But you could have mustard and ketchup on a burger, right? Like, that's good. But yeah, I'm not big on ketchup. Mayo is trash. Not big on mayo in any context. Green puts mustard on his watermelon. I just eat watermelon raw, thank you. Yeah, ketchup is good with fries. That works. And I like to sometimes mix in, like, pepper with the ketchup, and that works pretty well. Okay, we are fighting every class ever. Let's summon a berserker, but not Morgan, because fuck that. One lonely boy, thank you for the 31 months, dude. Long time. I really appreciate all the resubs, guys. Thank you, thank you. And man, I wanted to stream so much these last few days, but I was so tired. It was just not going to happen. So pants would be good, but CE would be kind of crap. Although that CE would be kind of crap too. Why do the only ones that have starting NP are like ones I absolutely don't want to summon? I need to get my own list sorted out. I've got some weird things slotted there. Okay, fine. We'll just go with no starting NP. Chips and ketchup. Oh boy, I don't know about that. I mean, to each their own. Alright, so we're fighting... Caster's good here, and Archer's good here, I would say. Not that I have a good DPS caster. Pretty much our best one with that 154. Very good skill ranks. And we got our 111 here. Super, super good. So I grailed Siegfried because I just like Siegfried a lot, and he got buffed and everything, so I was like, we'll just grail him over here. I'm sitting on like 20 grails, so... But I know I already have him grailed on my main, so it's a little boring, but he's cool. What do you want from me? Maybe we break... No, Martha's kind of bad. Man, this account is shit. Like, this account is shit. It has so many problems. Like, the few units that it has that are like, really good, like, even Siegfried's really good, but his skill ranks are terrible, and I haven't done his buff quest yet, and so on and so forth. Okay, that's decent. Maybe I just protect pants and we ignore all these other problems. Do I have 20, 30? I think statistically I should. Not looking like it though. Okay, so I have no stars per turn whatsoever, and I don't have a star bomb either. Oh boy, that really limits some options here. There's not much I can give Chin that's gonna matter then. Okay, we'll do that, and... What the hell do we give Chen? Like, really, stars per turn or star bomb would be the way, but I don't, I guess if I need to do his art cards, fuck it. Do that. That. And, oh, we have Beowulf, okay. That's helpful. Got around. Hope scope. Guts for days. There we go. Alright. We ranked 10 yet on anniversary. Oh, we are. Oh man, I felt like we were never going to get ranked 10 on that. I'm so glad that's done. Could get ranked 10 on this, but I don't think... I'm surprised it's even 9. I guess I was using it for farming or something. This is probably the next one to level. Not really good to do that in the main story though, so we'll just keep it safe here. I'm so glad Anniversary Blonde is 10. It's such a bitch to get that one up, but you really want it at 10 because when you do need like Star Bomb and that kind of thing, one of your only options. Yeah, my Stheno account is really behind, and that's why I started to play it, because I want to get it up to snuff. Make a fluffy video, etc. Okay, it's only 2 waves, so... not as chaotic as I thought it would be. You know what, let's actually do this. Anniversary Vlog is not really quickish though, because any Mystic Code is actually pretty slow to level when you actually look at like the amount of XP like 9 to 10 takes, and if they're not any good until 10, right, it's actually quite slow. The fact that other ones are slower doesn't make it fast. And the reason Anniversary Blonde is so bad is because it is so good to level it, where a lot of the other Mystic Codes that are outrageously slow to level, yeah, chin cards by the way, but for those Mystic Codes that are even slower to level, like Arctic, they suck, right? Who cares, right? Like, they literally don't matter, right? And then even like the Switch Mystic Code, it doesn't really matter when you level it. It's nice to have the attack up be better, but the main reason you bring it is the Switch, which doesn't change based on level, and the attack up doesn't change very much based on level, so you don't actually care that it levels slowly, right? Same for Atlas. Nothing happens when you level Atlas. All of the stuff that matters, generally speaking, has the default XP curve, which, I mean, thank goodness, but it's also the default XP curve is still really slow in a practical sense. If you make a new account and you're trying to, like, get Anniversary Blonde leveled up to 10 in a week, I mean, good luck, right? Like, that's not really going to happen unless you're like spamming SQ or apples or something to just farm for the sake of Mystic Code XP. But yeah, it takes a hot minute, and also you normally can't start working on Anniversary Blonde because you have to get default up first, like default to universal. So you basically have to do 20 levels before you've got your basic options, because Switch Mystic Code doesn't need to be leveled, and it's a basic option. Atlas is a basic option, doesn't need to be leveled. The other 2 basic options are default and Anniversary Blonde, so it's like it has to be done. Like, I think an account is so much weaker than it will be otherwise if you don't have default and Anniversary Blonde leveled. Like, it's huge negative. Or like not having Switch Mystic Code leveled, like, whatever. Probably unlikely to make or break you. No, that's why I'm normally, even though, okay, if I get a 5-star I really don't want, I can't help but be a little bit annoyed just because, yeah, that could have been, like, something you did want, or it could, but ultimately getting a 5-star you don't want early on in an account's life is actually kind of awesome because it means you can just get Anniversary Blonde. It's that good, especially if you like Buster units, right? If some of your favorite units are Berserkers or the See Red Touch Red characters, you really want it. It gives you team options that you're just not going to have otherwise. And this isn't common, but there are boss fights where Guts is really important because maybe the boss has permanent piercing vulnerability or whatever. There are just some fights where Guts is like the only survivability option you have. So it's really good. But really, default is the Mystic Code you'll use the most. On a typical, like, free-to-play, new player experience, default is the best one most of the time. I would say it's default, and then probably Atlas, actually, then Anniversary Blonde, and then probably Switch. I think Switch is actually the worst of the big 4 for a typical player, because you don't have any units worth switching in that are worth sacrificing the other good Mystic Code abilities for. Right, it's not really like a high-end team that just has so many valuable units you gotta cycle them out, right? You don't have that. Ori's Veil, thank you for the 28 months. Jesus, so many resubs today. I really appreciate it, guys. Okay, so she has evade. Looks like it's 3 hits. So, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna taunt David so he can get his MP, although he could probably get it anyway, but it just keeps our Berserker from getting fucked up. And then we'll get rid of the evade here. Yeah, Blasphemous has got a great soundtrack. I have not actually played that game, but I want to. I know of it, and it looks really cool. I learned about it because of the soundtrack, though. Because I'm always looking for music. But yeah, it looks like a really good game. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure the reason I found out about it was because there's a YouTuber that I'm just subscribed to that made a review for it randomly. and he mentioned how good the soundtrack was, so I looked up the soundtrack, and he also had said the game was really good, and as he described it, it kind of sounds up my alley. So I was like, okay, yeah, this sounds good. But yeah, I'll play it someday. It's just a matter of time, really. But yeah, actually, Blasphemous is yet another example of why I like video games so much for music, because video games a lot of times will, hey, Ethan Allen, thank you for the 18 months. What the hell is I? Oh yeah, Blasphemous. Because it has like the game, it has a unique vibe, unique atmosphere, you know, aesthetic, and all that kind of stuff. And overall, I think video games generally have more variety and like their settings and stuff than you might see from comics or movies or anything like that. And you know, of course, there's plenty of typical stuff in video games, and that's good too. But there's so much variety in video games, like the setting, the tone, that you get so many different soundtracks. I don't know why I did the NP order like that. That was wrong. Wasn't really paying attention. Anyway, but yeah, you get a lot of unique soundtracks that have, you know, a really like specific vibe to them. That's the thing. It's not like vague. Some video game soundtracks are incredibly specific in like the tone or the you know, atmosphere they're trying to set, and I love that. And because there's so many unique ones, there's so much cool shit that you're just not going to get out of movies or anime or what have you, generally speaking. You know, I've not played Slay the Spire specifically, though my friend Tusk has played it a lot. I mean, I like some card games. I don't know if I don't like hunt them down like specifically. And like a lot of card games like Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh! I think are actually pretty bad because it's a massive like power creep and like bloat problems. But like inherently, I don't mind card games, but I think a lot of the mainstream card games have kind of eroded, I would say. And A Matt, is that what it is? A Matt, 1731. Thank you for the subscription, dude. Thank you. I think that's A Matt. I think I got that right for once in my life. I feel like Chen, am I crazy? Like, I think Chen is just getting all of the cards all of the time in this run. Like, Jesus Christ. Let's do this. Hello, purple. Yeah, long story short, video games are awesome and they create a lot of unique music that you just would not get otherwise. Yeah, Slay the Spire is, you know, more of a single-player experience, so it doesn't have a lot of the problems that like competitive card games have, like the growing pains. I think the business model of card games is really at odds with making a good game. I really stand by that. If it's PvP, right? If you have a PvP card game, the business model of always needing to sell cards, it just ruins it and makes a lot of problems. I think Magic dealt with it in a decent way because they're like seasonal with like the decks and stuff, but they still have like all kinds of power creep problems and whatnot. But Magic does deal with it better than a lot of other card games do. But yeah, I certainly enjoyed some card games, like absolutely. This is an abnormal card game, but there is a card game called The Crew that me and like my real life friends, we like to play, and I love that game to death. It is great. Basically, you're cooperating with each other. The deck is dealt out amongst all the players, and it's like a typical deck where you've got like 4 suits, 1 to 10, and so the deck is like a typical, you know, deck of cards. Mostly it's just dealt out to the players, but then you have all these like ridiculous missions you have to do, and you can't see each other's hands, but you have to cooperate. Like, one player will have a mission where I must win the first 3 hands, you know, period. Another player might have, I must win this specific card and that specific card, and I must not win this other specific card, and all the, or just weird gimmicks like that. Like, you might have like a zombie round where one player can't, like, they're infected and they can't win any tricks no matter what, but other players have to, like, you know, win their missions and things like that. So that's a really fun game to just kind of cooperate with your friends with. But yeah, that's not a typical card game by any means, but it's still enjoyable, I would say. Okay, let's see, how far in are we? I think we're almost done, because we have the final free quest now, so that we're near the really hard stuff. Because the last few missions are pretty tough. Like, they're pretty equivalent to main story boss fights, I would say. Maybe not like the hardest ones, right? but they're decently hard, so I think we'll have an issue here. Panda Lancer vid was great. I'm glad you think so, Efro, because it was your unit, so. I don't know about the nickel, though. But yeah, that was actually very enjoyable gameplay-wise. I did it several times to really figure out what was... Because when I beat it and like on the stream, it was so RNG, I didn't like it, so I needed to like do it over and over to figure out if you play it this way, is it more reliable? If you play it that way, is it more reliable? I had to like figure out, was I supposed to try to NP twice? NP on the limbo turn, NP on the Gajuna turn? Should I try to one turn the first health bar, the second health bar, and all that? So I had to do it a bunch to figure out what the... I think I really do feel what I came up with at the end was the most reliable way of doing it, and I think it has like at least an 80% win rate. And if not more, because if you notice in the video, she had excess value, right? Before I was like barely beating it on the final turn, but I actually beat it with excess value because I think I just... Mainly it's like you want to NP at the start when you have like, when you're going to go for a double break anyway, because it doesn't eat into your next turn, right? You're going to be able to break in 2 turns with or without the NP, so you might as well NP just so you don't have to cast it later and lose damage. And then you never NP again, right? You NP at the beginning, so you get max value out of it. Every turn goes into something, and then you never cast it again, and you just damage, 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 damage. Okay, I think this is the first fight with, the archer, the new archer. Which I don't remember what the ads were. It's kind of stupid that they make a question mark. I'm actually going to cheat and look this up because I don't want to waste AP. I'm not going to look up the gimmicks because I mean I've already fought it, so I technically already know what the gimmicks are, but I have forgotten, so we'll just have to figure that out again. But I don't want to be guessing with the classes. That's just stupid. Okay, what even chapter am I on? Work with me, game. Oh, Zert! Jesus, Zert, thank you for the gifted sub, man. Zert's always gifting me subs, dude. 55. Okay, we are on chapter... I don't see it listed anywhere, so I have no idea. Fantastic. Maybe it'll tell me on the intro here, but I don't think so. What the hell? I have no idea. Maybe this isn't the archer guy then? Maybe we're not quite that far. Well, I honestly have no idea. I might actually scan through the story here so I can kind of figure out what I'm fighting, because I have no idea what units to bring if it's just question mark like that, and this account is so weak I gotta be careful. That is pretty silly though that the game did not tell me what I was doing. Okay, that's making me think we're actually fighting that guy. All the dogs, dude. That's great. Okay, let's see here. I can also check on the story supports. That's an easy way to figure out what stage you're actually doing. Okay, it's like the main crew here. I think this is him. I think this is him. I'll compare like it is, and if it's not, whatever. Okay, so it's grab bag of classes again. All right. We have to summon something, and I don't want it to be useless, but I don't want it to be OP. That's always a tricky. You know what, chat? I think it's Deer Mid time. Hold on, let me bust out my phone, my main account, and I'll slot like Deer Mid. Like, you know, level 70. Go with the classic, no grails, that kind of thing. Coup Alter isn't OP. Yeah, right. Yeah, Coup Alter to this day is super good. Baldy. You know, we could, but I don't know about that. Alright, I haven't used Deer Mid in ages, so I'm kind of in the mood for that. For some reason, the game is not lagging. I'm looking at FGO on my phone, and it is not loading the pictures of a single character on my support list, but it's cycling through their skills and their coins and everything, And it's just been sitting here, and the game's not lagging, right? It's running fine, and I can switch stuff, but it's not loading the pictures for some reason. Okay, that's steer mid. Yep, when I slot him, he's just blank silver. That's so weird. FGO having a stroke, apparently. You know, I bet you the new Archer is actually good for the challenge quest, just because he's AoE, has Pierce Invulnerability and Sure Hit, because they cast Evade and stuff. And it casts an armor up, and he has armor ignore. And even though he's an archer, which is not particularly good there, he's in such a event bonus, such a large event bonus, that yeah, I bet you he'd make that stage decently easy. Dad hating on your mid. Man, I just realized how depressing Kairo's emotes are for those two Lancers. And he likes Baldy, like, a lot, and that's his Baldy emote. Oh, Jesus. Hey, like, dude, when I made that Benkei video, I didn't even make it with the intention of, like, making fun of Benkei as I went. It just naturally happened. It's like, he's so shit, right? And, like, everything that was happening in the video, I'm just like, yeah, kind of hard not to make fun of him here. I don't know if I actually start with... Man, Deermid, though, is fighting a dude. We're about to fight a bunch of females, and I'm bringing Deermid on the one stage that you fight a guy. So his female attack down it doesn't work. So that's a little silly. Okay, I don't think there's anything wrong with starting with a rider. I think the boss is debuff immune off memory. So, or something like that. Let's go... Man, I need to do his bloody strengthening quest. That's gonna be really helpful, because I just don't have a useful saber right now. He might be good enough, but I don't know. Could start the Berserker if I can keep him alive. The ads are pretty annoying here, but maybe I just focus on, like, someone with good AoE, and I don't really worry about counterclassing. That's where I should summon something that's AoE, to be honest. Oh, thank you for the raid. Sorry, I wasn't looking, wasn't paying attention to it. Thank you for the raid, I appreciate it. That's a cursed emote. So I really think if I had done Siegfried's buff quest, he would be really good. Even with his scuffed ass skill ranks, he would be really good here. But I don't know, without the buff quest, I'm not sure it's worth it. Because it's like two really tanky casters, a tanky berserker, then a really tanky lancer, and a decently tanky saber. And this account doesn't have like an AoE berserker. Doesn't have like Darius is what I would go with if it had it. But well, there's Spartacus. I don't know about that. Like looking at like 90k. I mean, if he lives until the final wave, not too bad. I'll try it, but I feel like this could end the catastrophe. So the boss is really tanky, I think. I think he had, when I did this on my main, I think he had like a damage resist gimmick or something like that, or defense up. So he was very slow to kill. I wonder if I just bring all Lancers like that, if I want to bring like Stheno. I would definitely bring Stheno if the boss wasn't debuff immune. Like, they really hate charm-based units. Mordred the Great. I mean, I agree with the name. Mordred is great. I don't think this account has Leonidas, but I use Leonidas plenty on my main. Leonidas is awesome, but I don't think this is the time for that. Are you allowed to bring... Yeah, you can bring Wraith over Mash. I might actually do that. I don't know about this triple Lancer thing, but, I mean, this account doesn't have a lot of good supports. And the boss doesn't, like, debuff or anything, but he does do Pierce Invulnerability and Defense Ignore. So, like Proto-Ku especially not so good, because Ku has guts, but Proto-Ku doesn't really have anything. So I might actually be better off with like Asclepius or something. But we'll try triple Lancer and just see if we can burn him down. I kind of doubt it, though. I actually feel like I'm gonna have to take this more seriously than this, because I think I need to have a way to like survive the NP. But you fight him twice too, and I think the next time he's got like shadow servants with him, or something like that. Okay, let me think about that. This one is, I think, yeah, this is the quick one, and then there's one that's just straight NP, but I don't know if I leveled that one. That's this one, okay, and then there's this. I'd go with Cope Scope to just make sure the NP. Cope Scope does lower your damage quite a bit, but it does speed you up dramatically. Maybe I split the difference. That's not so bad, because Ku can live longer, so he has more time. Okay, no 20-30. I guess Cope Scope on her just so she can get her NP. Maybe Anniversary Blonde, but I think default because we need to keep Spartacus alive for a little bit. Oh boy, do I wish I had done Siegfried's buff quest, because I really do think he'd be perfect for this instead of Spartacus. Yeah, I know. I feel the same way, Arjuna. Especially if it's a boss that like isn't burst based, where you're, like it's really difficult to beat them quickly. Because if you want to make a boss fight like a damage race, that's fine. But a lot of times they give Pierce Invulnerability. Feels like Lancer or Artoria from Camelot. That's a damage race. Now, in retrospect, she's kind of easy, but that's because we're so much stronger now. Back when you actually would first get to Camelot, you know, your account's going to be a lot weaker, and so it actually is pretty tough to beat Lion King for a lot of people. Unless you summon a friend support, you know, like Mordred or whatever, then it's super easy. But, you know, generally speaking, it can be difficult to do that, but it's fair because it's a damage race. You just got to kill her before she kills you. But yeah, now they throw Pierce Invulnerability on a lot of boss fights, and then they give them gimmicks to make the boss fight longer. Also, this insect is disgusting. Let's see, I guess I do this right away. So I need to get Martha's NP, which she has a triple art deck, but somehow she has no art cards, so that's a good start. Not really though, like, Lance Artoria's NP doesn't hit as hard as some other bosses, but for most, like, newbie accounts, it's absolutely going to one-shot you. Like most of, unless you do something to, you know, offset it, like buff block or a lot of defense up or attack down or whatever, it is going to one-shot you. Now, if you're, like, the stronger your account gets, the easier it is going to be to deal with that kind of thing. But like look at the typical like account that gets there, because I've done it on a bunch of accounts, and generally like mash alone is not going to be enough to face tank the NP unless you have like you know, a really good CE and you're able to NP and then NP again immediately. And later in the game, it's actually kind of easy to accomplish that, right? It's not hard to set mash up to do that. But at that point in the game, most accounts are going to have a hard time doing that because they're not going to have a battery support. They may not have K-Scope. Mash's third skill is probably not rank 10. Because that's the big thing. Mash's third skill being rank 10 and having high starting NP. That allows you to double mash NP. Yeah, you could summon a friend's mash. That's true. You could summon a friend's mash. Then it is super easy to face tank it. But it's actually hard to summon a friend's mash if they're randoms, right? Because most people don't slaughter, even though she is useful like that. Actually, it is surprising how good double mash can be, especially for like a newbie account. Like it ain't no joke. But yeah, Lion King ultimately is not that hard, and generally Gwen is going to be the harder one, or Ozzy, or the Demon Pillar, right? Those are normally the hardest. But for the co-op account, actually, I would say it's been Lion King. I think, although Ozzy and the Demon Pillar were really hard. I mean, they were really hard, so that's a close call. We haven't actually tried Lion King that many times, even though we're, you know, stuck on it, but that's because we're not really, like, trying to get past it yet. But once the Stheno account's actually in better shape, I'm going to play the co-op account a bunch, and we're going to get back to it. And we had to wait the maximum amount of turns to get her NP, because she couldn't get any kind of, like, NP gain until the third hand. But she's guaranteed to get it, though, by the third hand, because she's a triple art deck, right? So and the other, with Mash having 2 art cards, we were guaranteed to get her NP within 3 turns, but it could have easily happened on turn 1 or turn 2. But yeah, we had to wait the longest time possible. Did I just get charmed by a cat? Okay, Mash. Let's see. Might save the third skill. Even if she, like, barely doesn't kill them, I think that's alright. You know what? Let's clear Mash's debuffs. We made her aware that these cats are, mischievous. They live. I kind of want to do Mash's third skill and do her art card, but I have no idea how much damage. What are we in P1? We're probably in P1, so it won't be that much damage then. Although we are counterclassing. Okay, so it's still alive, but I can finish them off pretty easily. If I had known that was going to happen, though, I would have done Mash's thing, and I would have had her attack a caster, because the casters give you more NP gain. I could still do it here. That's probably worth. Hopefully that does 5k, and then we get to do these two on the caster. Yeah. What would have been really nice is if I had killed that cat. I have no idea what their NP is. Let's see, I can definitely kill one of them. I guess I'll just cast this and we should be fine. Probably should have done those busters so the way. Okay, no, we're good. I whiffed the turn of my defense buff, but wanted to be safe. Alright, is this... I think this is boss. Yep, okay. What are the gimmicks here? I did not remember the Lancer being Raiko, but okay. Makes sense, family and whatnot. Oh, we have like... I should have saved Martha's second skill. Oh, I literally brought the perfect unit and I didn't even know it. Oh my god, I could have just wiped the... That's so bad, dude. I literally brought the perfect unit and I had no idea. So I think it's buff block 3 times or for 3 turns. So that's quite nasty. Let's see. I can get rid of some of it that way. I could have just precast this and I probably would have blocked it. Wow, I really wish I had just saved this skill. Like that is such a hit to the value. Huh, there's really no way I'm gonna get what I want done here. Like I have to mash NP to just get rid of what, you know what, I'm just gonna restart. Like that is way too big of a... I don't like these stages, man. I remember this on my main account. It's like they're just designed in a really trial and error kind of way, and it's because they're trying to screw over Castoria. Like that's just, like that gimmick right there. They're just trying to screw over, you know, meta setups. Not necessarily Castoria specifically. Because actually Castoria can just remove it because, you know, she's balanced like that. But yeah, that was just so bad. There was no coming back from that. Like if I sat around for 3 turns, they're all gonna be dead. Well, you can NP seal, right, Castoria. If you like buff block and NP seal, that can work. The main thing is if they just throw a lot of really obnoxious gimmicks in there like that, it makes you have to like at least try with Castoria, right? That's what they do. A lot of like these obnoxious, you know, NP drain. A lot of NP drain. That's really common now. Like enemies will drain your NP when they attack. They drain your NP on the first wave. And like these filler turns, right? Like these filler trash mobs, and like as these fights progress, there's so many trash mobs before the boss fight. And they're trying to get you to use up your like art up or quick up, like if it's scatty, they're trying to get you to use your like double quick up so you're not refunding on the boss and stuff. Like that's why they're doing it. It's really annoying. And like, you know, they're trying to make it interesting if you're using Castoria is what they're doing, right? But what it ends up doing is if you're not using the meta supports, it can just be like really trial and error, like bullshit. Okay, well at least we can get our NP way faster this time. I could probably wait to cast Spartacus's guts. He's got the defense up right now. Martha could have gotten her NP right there. Damn it, she's gonna have to wait again unless she gets attacked here. Because no NP gain on this one. Might as well grab a little bit of mash NP gain. Kiara's pretty good for challenge quests in general, I would say. I mean, sometimes she's bad because sometimes like her utility is just not gonna do a damn thing. And then obviously sometimes her class is really bad for it, but let's do the heal. Wish Mash could NP right now. Okay. Martha next turn. I tell ya, who's really good in that challenge quest is 100 Face. Like, holy crap. Probably better than Izo, even though Izo's an event servant. Kind of depends though, it depends on your supports and stuff. The stronger your supports, the better 100 Face is. Because the supports can make up for the lack of... Oh man, we have attack down. That's unfortunate. I should have cast this. That didn't happen. Gonna slow us down a bit here. Well, tough cookie. Guess I'll do this. Oh yeah, Donzo with Bizet is no joke. Like, that's a really good synergy. Yeah, then Donzo's an assassin, which is a really good class in that. So yeah, that's great. But it's pretty simple for budget though. You really just need to know the gimmicks. You just need to know about like the quick charge. Because you really can just use whatever DPS assassin and just kill Hokusai first. And then do like typical mash stuff and you're fine. That's assuming though you have like a properly upgraded, you know, the budget supports have like good skill ranks and whatnot. So like on this account, I suspect it's going to be a bit of a pain in the butt. Yeah, we're going slower this time compared to last time. But it will... Yeah, we'll probably get NP'd. Last time we did not get NP'd by these, but now we're definitely going to. I might need to... Well, probably just the one. Let's see. Maybe we crit. If we bust or crit, we're good. Damn. Oh, wow. Okay. Now I'm underestimating Spartacus here. Thought he'd like get it down to like 2k, 1k or something like that. I whiffed my defense buff yet again then. We ended up beating that the exact same turn as last time. And the only difference now is I saved my debuff clear. Look at Mash just guarding it though. Okay, so he is... Oh, he's NP sealed. I don't know if that lasts every health bar. He's just straight debuff immune, I think. And then damage resist. I don't know how big it is, but I think he essentially is much tankier than... You know, honestly, I might just want to cut Spartacus and just put a Lancer on the front. Now that I see this, I'm like, not sure that was really worth the effort. But I do want those like 2 adds to be lower on health, so if I want to kill them before they NP, I can. NP2 Emiya, Assassin, or 100 Face? I mean, do you mean in general or for the challenge quest? If for the challenge quest, I would say 100 Face, if 100 Face is like 10-10-10, right? But I would just use them together in that fight. Like, their synergy is awesome in that fight, so I would do like Mash, 100 Face, maybe Hans, and Hans die, have them replaced by Kuretsugu, or something like that. You might be able to start with Kuretsugu though, and have both the assassins out. In general, definitely 100 Face in general. Like, absolutely. He's just, like, really though, both. Again, both. If I wanted to, if I had Kuretsugu, I would just use him with 100 Face. Their synergy is so good together because, like, when she's trying to loop, you know, you can use her evade, and then you taunt her. So she's gonna get attacked every time, and she takes 0 damage because she has evade, and no one else takes damage because, again, you have taunt. And now you have art resist down, which makes Kurotsugu do better, right? Their synergy together is great. So yeah, if I had Kurotsugu and 100 Face, and I didn't have like other really strong assassins, like 5 stars, I would just level them both. Now, because you might need to level other classes first, and you can't like focus that much on assassin right away, but I would level 100 Face first, right? Because she's just so good in general use. So I'd level her first, and then later I'd level Kurotsugu, right? That's what I would do. But yeah, they're really good together. How about grailing Siegfried to 100 in this account to make a tiny difference to your main account Siegfried? I mean, the thing is, my main account Siegfried is NP5 though. And he's got like his passives, and he's got 10, 10, 10. You know, over here he's fucking like 1, 5, 4. Although actually I think I have what I need to get him much higher than that. But he's just NP1, right? So pretty. I mean, who knows though? We have loads of grails, so maybe I'll grail him to 100. We'll see. I really wish I did not fuck up and I forgot to use the free 4-star ticket because I could have picked Stheno. Because now if we got another 4-star ticket, I definitely have to pick Stheno. So our other 4 stars aren't going anywhere anytime soon. Okay, so we'll just keep that one alive until like right before it NPs. I do want to smack her, but not yet, I don't think. Wait a second here. I don't know if we actually want another Spartacus NP, but we'll see. Got that battery, so I don't mind going for it. What did I pick on the garbage account? I hope I picked like Dion or something. I hope I picked anything. Oh god. Oh god. I wonder if I may have grabbed the ooh shit. I know I grabbed the ticket. I remember grabbing the ticket. I don't know if I ever used it. Oh fuck. But I was considering like Dion just because he's got a taunt and we're not allowed to use George, so that's really useful. Or Edison. Yeah, Edison was when I was thinking about. I hope I used it. Oh no. Fuck. Why am I so stupid, chat? Chat, I have to check. I know we're like in the middle of a boss fight, but like I have to check now. Fuck. The co-op account. Oh my god. I hope I picked it, dude. I picked it on my main account, my ult account, right? Like I know I did on them, but I'm just booting it up here. I think I have to update. Yeah, I do. That doesn't take very long though. Yeah, for the Stheno account though, we play so rarely until recently. That's why I forgot. So I think that's more understandable. Okay. God, I love this song so much, dude. Okay, the window's a little off here. Let me fix that. This song is called Prior Light. Prior Light. Just look up Mech Warrior 2 soundtrack Light, and you'll get it. But Mech Warrior 2 had a lot of really good atmospheric music. Pretty great. Oh no. I think I grabbed the ticket and I didn't use it. Oh no. Oh my god. Why am I so stupid, dude? And like this account needs help so badly. Holy shit, I'm an idiot, dude. Oh, my Kairo's gonna kill me, dude. Like we talked about it forever to like min-max what we thought would be best. And he did his into the bargain, and I just, oh my god. Maybe the ticket's still around, but I don't think so. Like, I know I grabbed the ticket, like I got it, but yeah, no, it's gone. Fuck! Oh my god, dude, I am so pissed. What the hell was I doing during that period, dude? I must have been playing, like, the other accounts and, like, Arknights or something. Fuck. And I didn't forget my fucking main account, dude. Even if Anniversary gives one, you know, I'm just behind now, right? That just sucks. Dr. Deus, thank you for... Now Cairo is always gonna be 1 4-star ahead of me, too. Anyway, Dr. Deus, thank you for the 14-month. Dude, Cairo's gonna kill me when I tell him that. Yeah, maybe it was Elden Ring, I don't know. But I was clearly, like, only keep maintaining, like, my typical accounts. You know, I wasn't really thinking about the other ones. Okay, I could battery Spartacus again, but I don't know if that's worth. Not a lot I can actually do on this turn. Wonkiest NP gain turn ever. Good time to taunt just to keep Spartacus from dying. Might be time to murder Raiko. Even if she barely lives, it's okay, but I don't think she will. Okay, she did, but I can just kill them both. He's gonna start doing a lot of damage once his teammates are dead, but Oh, I have my NP. Excuse me, I guess I shouldn't have bothered with that now that I think about it. So if he does an NP, I should just evade now. There's no reason not to. I think I saved the attack up for the Lancers. Although, unless I think it's enough to break this bar, because otherwise you're just going to overkill this bar for a good while. But I think we save it. He's a tanky boy. Yeah, we're allowing the new caster. I'm pretty sure. The restart. And like, cause it's not like he's useless, so we'll use him for like the crit buff, but that's like it. And that's just ultimately not that big of a deal. So yeah, I think I'll have to ask Cairo again, but I'm pretty sure we both said it was, you know, about the power level we think is right. Oh, I see. Does he get his extra attack? I'm not sure. I wasn't really paying attention. Yeah, he might just do his extra attack when he's full. I'm not really sure what's going on there. I can remove his buffs, give it a sure hit. But maybe, no, yeah, I should do that because she's gonna die any second. So the odds of her like being alive to sync it up in a more like meta time is unlikely. So the problem is breaking this health bar, we're gonna have to be inefficient, I think. That's why I was thinking about giving Spartacus the attack up. He just uses battery. I wonder if he's allowed to NP once he gets full then. If he just can't gain it. Yeah, I mean, he's not gaining it because he's, not supposed to, so yeah, I don't know, we'll see. Do I NP 32k? Well, I definitely NP with Martha. I think we'll just do that and try to get through it. Might have to break it next turn. Yeah, he really is awesome. I like him a lot. He's very cool. Yeah, I didn't think we'd break there. Actually surprised we got that close. The problem is he might kill Deermid before Deermid can NP, which would really suck because he's just sitting there on all that damage. If the enemy was female and not debuff immune, right, I could do his skill and then we'd be good. But I cannot do that. Alright, just don't kill Deermid. Look at that overkill bonus, making 7 stars. Incredible. That was such a dumb move on his part, although he did just do the sure hit. This is where I wish I'd saved Martha's skill and I could just use it now. It'd be way better, but Oh well. Alright, I don't think there's any debuffs, so might as well heal. Let's see. I think I saved the attack up still with the final health bar. I'll do this in case we get lucky. Let's see. He can. Oh! Deer Mid gonna come in here and remove. That's so good, actually. He's gonna remove the attack buff, the sure hit, the NP up, all that. That's great. I'll take that. Okay, yeah, we'll do it. Actually, what the hell is Deer Mid's overcharge? Is it? I think it's Curse. And then Protoku's is insta death, right? Which is useless. So actually, I think we overcharge Deer Mid, even though, yeah, the Curse is pretty whatever. But no, he's debuff immune. Never mind. Really, neither of their overcharges are good. They don't fucking matter. Actually, no. I should have done Kuz first because he would defense down, which that is significant actually for making Deer Mid do more damage because it's, you know, high base damage. So yeah, I should have done Protos first. I got so hung up on the overcharge that I wasn't thinking about the typical effects. Maybe I should have attacked up there. We'll see. But man, actually setting up Deer Mid to like multi NP would be good here because this boss actually does buff a lot. Might be cutting it close though. We're kind of low on gas and all of our units could die really quickly here. Also, if he NPs when he quick charges enough, we are so screwed. Hopefully the seal just doesn't let him do that. Unfortunate Deer Mid can't get NP gain there. I wish Martha had lived because we would have gotten another good NP gain turn because of her on the next hand. Yeah, we really could use Deer Mid's buff again. Do I evade Protoku so then he can evade himself? Yeah. Boss doesn't have sure hit, so use it while you got it. Probably should have brought a different Mystic Code though, when I think about it. Somebody get a fucking NP, by the way. Preferably Deer Mid. I can get Kuz, which is really nice. Because Kuz got the attack up, etc. The thing is, the next NP is gonna suck because it's having to deal with this, like, awkward amount of health. Fuck, I shouldn't have Guts then. I should have Guts next turn. I think I messed it up. Because I want Ku to use his attack up and then Mystic Code attack up together, but on the final health bar. Let's see. Unlikely that Protoku is ever going to NP again, but I'll still do the Brave Chain just for the damage, the Star Gen, etc. Yeah, this is fairly fun. I don't think it'd be that fun if I wasn't on a scuffed account, but that's what makes it interesting. Oh, never mind! Never fucking mind! Fuck! Dude, like, that whole time, I was, like, saving up for optimal value in the long run, right? So I was about to get Deer Mid's NP again. I have Ku's NP. I got the attack up. I've been holding the attack up this entire time. You know, I put the Lancers in the back row because I knew the end was just going to be the Archer. Like, everything was leading up to that, and they're just, like, and he's got damage resist, right? So that final health bar is really tanky, and they're just like, no, no. Oh, my God, dude. That's just the debate. It's okay though, there's harder fights. There's harder fights after this one. Speaking of which, I think you fight him again, and then I think you fight the new rider. I think. Let me check on that. They're like all question marks, so it's kind of hard to know what to bring. Not a great gimmick in my opinion. Okay, yeah, this is him again. Alright, and it's just a bunch of different classes. I think he can NP on this one, so this one's probably going to be harder. Okay, so I'm gonna look at the classes because I don't want to deal with the RNG or like the trial and error. So it's Saber at the start, and then Berserker Rider at the end. Okay. I need to do a fairly similar setup. I might want to bring I might want to bring something a little stronger than Deer Mid, but we'll stick with Deer Mid for now. It's kind of fun using him. He doesn't get out much. I don't think anyone could say that he's like OP and trivializing the fight. To bring. So there's a tanky rider at the end and a Berserker. And I think there's I don't remember. I bet you there's debuffs and whatnot again. I don't remember what the gimmicks are with that, but there's probably debuffs again. I don't know about this triple Lancer thing. I don't know if that'll work. So if there are debuffs, though, I'm happy to bring Martha again. If there's not, then there's absolutely no point in bringing her. Maybe I bring an assassin or something? Let me think about this. What are my options? Could bring a single target. I mean, if Spartacus can NP like he did last time, that's good. Maybe I just bring the same team and see what happens. So the boss has, with his NP, he's gonna have Pierce and Vulnerability, Armor Ignore, so Guts is the only thing that will keep us alive. Default helps you get there, but then it doesn't do anything at the end, like at all. Where this could actually do something, but we don't have any Buster, like Lancer, to work with. Could use Beowulf. It's not terrible. Maybe Beowulf instead of, like, Proto-Coup. Yeah, that is probably better. Even with these scuffed-ass skill ranks and stuff, that is probably better. And then, like, Anniversary Blonde is just more useful. Alright, let's try this. I think my front row might be garbage, but we'll see. Zarek, thank you for the 35 months with Prime Gaming. Long ass time, dude. Really hard to keep a streak alive with those things too, so I appreciate it. Well, this is a very Spartacus opening. So what I really need is Martha in the game. You know, I could do the Buster Chain and just like delete this guy, but no, this is fine. Martha's gonna do AoE damage anyway. Arc Knight's looking different today, yep. Oh my god, I need to play that. Because I was just so messed up from not having any sleep, I've never played it. I haven't finished the EX stages, and I don't think the event is available too much longer, so I need to get on that. So I was really enjoying that event. Okay, Martha time. Yeah, this fight and the next fight are pretty tough, and the challenge quest is pretty tough, so we have our work cut out for us here. The final fight, I remember having really annoying gimmicks, and like you could strong arm it, but this account cannot, right? This account has no chance of strong arming a boss. So actually, the final main story fight I think is going to be super difficult. Do I have 100 face? Please tell me I have 100 face. I feel like I don't. Martha does not have her NP right now. Yeah, I don't know what the hell we're gonna do about a tough rider boss, especially if they're female. If they were male, you know, we just use Stheno. Or if my Stheno had her fucking third passive, right, that would really help. But I didn't, you know, use the free 4-star ticket because I'm a genius, so I don't get Stheno coins. Not that one copy would have been enough. Okay, so she should kill these two. Actually, she'll kill all of them, I think. I'll hit the caster because better gain for mash. Wow, that's not even in third place. And I'm not even sure if our third skill is 10 or not. We got 55. And if it was in third place, that would have been quite a bit more, actually. Really adds up with that third skill. Mash is ridiculous. Man, it's crazy. The Herc account guy beat Fluffy, man. Like, the Herc account's pretty much done for a long time. It's crazy. I didn't even have to farm on that account too much, but that account was way more, like, proper than this one. The Herc account was like me, like, this is what you're supposed to do on a free-to-play account. Okay, this has... Oh, that's Ushi. Just taunt. Well, we'll just yeet that. Guard. Damn it. Let's see. Okay, so he doesn't have the damage resist at least, but he's about to NP. So I need to make sure he NPs this wave. He can't like kill someone and then NP. That would be devastating. Maybe Mash can get her NP, but I can't imagine that's gonna matter very much. Maybe I bust her up Spartacus. No, I think it's okay if I don't. So maybe I just Brave Chain and forget Mash. Yeah, it's probably better to at least have them low on HP so I have the option to kill them whenever I want. And he just arced 2 ticks because, you know, yeah, my boss fight. Okay, I didn't actually want to kill Uchi. Oh, okay, that's perfect. Should have invulnerability'd Spartacus there, but it works out. Okay. Maybe he'll be nice. Now, I could actually guts her if I wanted her to be alive for the Lancers in the back, but I don't think so. We're just gonna let her go. I'll use this on the off chance that Mash can somehow phase tank it. Now, the dream is you fuck her up, but you don't kill her. Although, actually, they're more awkward to target switch on, so maybe I do need to just kill one of them. Oh, well, she's gonna die if I like it or not. We're getting dramatic, chat. Is the new event CE good? It's alright. It's really only good if you need sure hit and starting MP, and there are other options for sure hit. But yeah, it's good. Nice option. Keep in mind. Chat, I don't know if it's like Stockholm Syndrome or what, but it's like, you know, Sei is always like that guy, you know, Paimon Royaling all over chat. And, you know, I hate that emote. But it's like Sei is like such a... How do I put this? He's a memorable part of chat. Let's put it that way. Let's see, what is the play here? The good emote, you're just a boomer, uh-huh. Well, you know, we could do the attack down on Ushi. I don't know if we really need to do that. I guess I could cover Beowulf that way a bit. Though I kind of feel like I should evade first, because again, you can't evade the NP anyway, so might as well use it. Boy, I wish I had an NP drain. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this. I think we need to have a Lancer on the front row, and we need to have gotten their NP on the trash mobs, and we need to instantly break that first health bar. That's kind of what I'm thinking here. So I need to cast this, so I might as well cast this. Too bad his skill ranks are so bad that he doesn't actually make that many stars, or even have that good of star absorb. Like normally this would be like a guaranteed crit moment, but it's not. Okay, you know what? We are gonna do that though. I don't want Beowulf exploding too fast here. Please crit. Please crit. That is not enough though. Like, you know, good, but I really wanted to break there. Ushi, oh, you fucking bitch. Oh, you fucking bitch. The boss is so dangerous because of his NP, and she just fucking quick charged him. Oh my god, I should have killed her. I should have fucking killed her. If we fail this, we're definitely killing her next time. Oh my god, that is so bad. That means Dearmid is probably gonna die and never NP. Get his NP now? Okay, that's good at least. In case somehow like it keeps him like it works with the taunt and like stopping Ushi, I'm just gonna evade. Like it won't stop the NP, but because he's got like the taunt there, that kind of works out. Might as well do this. I think we actually... Do I save the Buster up? Let me think about this. No, we need to just get this done here. And I think our Beowulf is in P1, etc, so... I guess coup. Evil streamer announces intention to kill innocent maiden. I don't know about that one. That is funny though that that's her uncle. That's why she's here, I'm sure. But they didn't really use that outside of like that minor reference here. They it's kind of lame. His voice line for her has like nothing to do with anything. Kind of a disappointment. And I don't. Okay, he stunned himself. Now he's got double Pierce Invulnerability for some reason. Shit. Okay, Ushi needs to go. We'll just use the overkill for NP gain, that's fine. So I actually think Anniversary Blonde might be wrong, because if I could like buff Ku here, that would be better. He could one-shot. If Ku had his like low health attack up, and then he had another damage buff from a Mystic Code, even at like level 80, I think he could just kill the boss. Dude, this is so crap because his NP is so like busted for murdering you, but it's so cool looking. The Gundam X reference, by the way. Well... Yep, if I had a different Mystic Code, I'm pretty sure I would just kill here. Yeah, he had double Pierce Invulnerability. Not quite. I mean, it'd be close because the attack up doesn't just affect the NP; it affects the extra attack. Well, of course, you're doing that. God damn it! Actually, you know, he might not kill Ku here, and then I shouldn't have cast Guts. Oh my god! I think I just threw. Well, he actually lost his Pierce Invulnerability, so he doesn't cast Sure Hit. we will win, I think. Do I just do art quick? I normally wouldn't do that because I think I could kill him in 2 turns, but I feel like his hit count is good enough that that'll work. But what if he, like, doesn't attack me? What if he, like, triple buffs or something stupid? I feel fairly confident that, like, we'll get hit enough to get our MP here. Because, like, his hit counts are decently high. Yeah, literally 1 attack, and we got our MP. Oh, he triple attacked. Okay, perfect. Not that we needed all that MP gain, but then, yeah, there's no sure hit or any weird bullshit like that. Alright, we got it. That was really close, though. He actually can't cast Pierce Invulnerability. He doesn't, he got Pierce Invulnerability because of a gimmick, and there's no, like, gimmick there. But he can cast Sure Hit. But the Pierce Invulnerability is on his NP, like, naturally. I tried going for Summer Brunhilde, but it ended up pulling 2 Summer Kiaras. I know that feeling. I know that exact feeling. In the same multi, okay, that didn't happen, but also free Twitch Prime, that's worth more than 100 nickels. Thank you, Frenzy Chaos, I really do appreciate the support, man. But yeah, I know that exact feeling. I tried to get Brunhilde on her first raid up, and I did not get her, and I got Kiara twice. And I don't like Kiara, so. Oh, by the way, chat, because I don't like Kiara, and like I've talked about why and like articulated it clearly, that makes me hate women, apparently. You know, who knew? I didn't know this, but apparently I hate women because I don't like Kiara, so. Alright, let's see here. This is going to be nasty. This is going to be really nasty. Twitter found you, essentially. Okay, I don't remember what the gimmicks are here, but I remember, I'm gonna look at the classes again, because I know there's, like, so many trash mobs before the boss, it's like 2 waves. So, Sabers, Berserkers, Casters, which those are obviously there to screw over your assassins, and there's a Caster at the end, and there's a Saber at the end. This is gonna be annoying. You kind of want to keep the ads alive at the end, though, because the boss has just awful everything. I think she like drains her MP when she attacks, so you don't want to give her as many actions per turn or something like that. I don't remember exactly, so I'll have to figure it out as we go here. This is going to be annoying. I kind of want to bring Izo. I'm not going to lie. I do find it funny. It's like the anime community is like so. Now it's not. I am generalizing, and I'm generalizing a minority, right? This is not like the majority of the anime community. But I have seen this very clearly in my time as like streaming, YouTube, you know, just observing the internet. I've seen this very, very clearly. It's a minority, but it's a sizable minority of people that like waifus, and that's fine, right? That's nothing wrong with that. But they're like so insecure about it that when someone doesn't like waifus or doesn't like their waifu specifically, they take it as like a personal like attack, and they have to like overly justify, and they basically like attack people that don't like waifus, right? To like justify it to themselves. I have seen that very clearly in a lot of like anime games and stuff. And don't be that guy. Like just don't. It's totally fine if you like waifus, if you like Kiara, Mev, or whatever. It's fine, right? But not a problem, right? But don't. Just because someone else doesn't like them, that is no reason to freak out. It's like, I know people that don't like Ku, and I don't like freak out and get like superly defensive about it. Like, yeah, some people don't like Blue Rubber Man, right? It's like, you know, no kidding, right? Like, it's not a big deal, right? Like, calm down. You know, people have, you know, different tastes and preferences. It's silly. Yeah, I've seen that a lot where people like, they get like really snarky about it, you know, right? And stuff like that. They try to be all like, Oh, you're just saying you don't like waifus for clout or something. It's just, it's so, like you get any clout from that. Like, it's so silly, dude. I have encountered that kind of person more than I would like, simply because I do like more male characters than, like, the typical FGO streamer, right? And I don't like that many waifus. I mean, there's some female characters that I do like, you know, absolutely, but, you know, not as many. And so I kind of attract that knee-jerk reaction more than you would otherwise. Okay, so Sanson. Oh yeah, that's the one. So 100 Face is really good here, but I think we'll use Izo just because this is kind of Izo's time, right? Like, Izo's got his event bonus and the boss is man, and they did that on purpose because, you know, Izo is an event servant, so they knew what they were doing. So we'll try to give Izo a chance to shine here. We'll just give him the old golden sumo, because when in doubt, go with that. Gives you 2,000 attack, then gives you 15% attack beyond that, gives you 50% starting NP. So almost no matter the circumstance, chat, it's going to be useful. So, you know, that's great. Okay, we'll place Deer Mid with Percival, because, you know, Percival's actually useful to people, generally speaking. God, Percival is so good. Dude, he's so good. He just damage, pierce vulnerability, loops, tanks, heals, right? The only thing he's lacking, and this is a problem sometimes, I will say this is a noticeable problem because he taunts. He doesn't have mitigation, right? He's either got the one invulnerability and then a bunch of healing, but he doesn't have like defense up, damage cut, or any of that. So when you're like trying to tank nasty bosses, especially if it's not an archer, so you're not counterclassing, he can just get one shot, right? So it's like, yeah, I could heal next turn, but I'm dead. So that is a problem with Percival sometimes. But it doesn't. That one con does not negate all the crazy positives that he has. Like, absolutely not. Percival honestly does not need Gear Buff Cleanse because like, he does so many things already. And like, his whole thing is he protects the team really easily, so you could just bring a unit that has debuff clear, right? And he can protect them, so it's not even a problem, right? So like, you kind of need... I don't like when units... Like, that's kind of what I have a problem with the meta. The meta has just made too many like 5 stars that do everything. And then so you can always bring like the greediest supports for them because they don't need to like be handheld in any way, right? So you can just power game everything. You know, there's no pros and cons in balancing a team out, right? And I don't really like that. Honestly, you could probably use the story support Izo here, I would imagine. Because it's, you know, I'm using on the support slot, and that one's actually level 80. If anything, theirs might be better than mine just because well, mine has foe items and mine actually has a good CE. So, yeah, I'd say mine's still a bit better. Theirs is tankier though. Because theirs is 888, mine's 10-10-6, so it's kind of comparable. I'm trying to remember, does this boss do anything inherently that I need to remember? I did the challenge quest and I figured it out real good, but you know, that was a while ago now. Did he evade? I don't think, they don't have sure hit or any of that unless it's a gimmick. This is, ironically, it's called Grand Order. I do play Fate Grand Order, but it's from Grand Blue Fantasy. So yeah, Grand Blue Fantasy, Grand Order theme, something like that. Right, so there was casters at the start. That's the tricky part. So Martha good again though. I don't know if there's any you know, debuffs again. I have no idea. But if there is, because there's a lot of gimmicks, it's good. And then she'll get rid of the casters for us. So yeah, Martha. And I need to get Martha to like 10-10-10 now because this account seems to be relying on her quite a bit. No, we already got past Demature, didn't we? Yes, that's at least that. I could start with Izo just so he could build up his NP, but I don't know about that. The thing is, if you don't have an assassin though on the start, you're not gonna get anything done on... You know, maybe I don't give Izo starting NP though, because there's so many trash mobs. The thing is, I want to be able to not use his cards, because he won't do a lot to enemy assassins. Do I need to bring like a Rosh or anything for like a first wave of trash or the second wave of trash. I don't really want to negative my team by 1 unit like that just because of the trash mobs, so I don't think I'll bother. Okay, what is my... Okay, we have Stheno and Kojiro. Okay, but Kojiro is 1-1-1. Okay, fantastic. That's going to be a bit of an issue because the boss is female, so... And we don't have a Divinity DPS. That is going to be... Okay, the boss is AoE, so maybe David somewhere. We're going to need to keep Izo alive for quite a while, I think. Do I have a Asclepius? I do have a Asclepius. Good. So Izo is... Or Stheno is basically just a stat stick here. Maybe Kojiro is actually better, even at 1-1-1. I don't know about that. Like 1-1-1's pretty yikes, but does have a damaging NP, etc., etc. Do I have Canis? Wow. Go stream for a while and almost blurted out. You know. The Mercury thing, you know, remember from Fate Zero chat, the little Mercury guy? Protecting, you know, Canis, you know? Cool dude. Alright, we will... Guess I do that. I just kind of want the extra HP because we're level 70. Guess default's fine for... Oh, David's a bonus servant. I forgot about that. Archers are bonus servants. Probably should have been using them sooner then. Man, Hot Wheels must be good here because he's a bonus servant. And it's Hot Wheels. You know someone murdered the challenge quest with him. I'm so sure that happened. Oh great, they're glowing. Okay, they don't have too much HP though. Now, we have a lot of time before the boss, so I could, like, evade right now. Or I can evade the second I don't have, like, the defense up from MASH. Okay, we need to play the long game. So, maybe I even taunt with MASH. No. Okay. I know I need to play the long game, but I have a lot of options here. Well, I should not have given MASH Cope Scope, because we're playing the long game, but, I could NP with MASH right now if I did her, like, invulnerability and taunted, and then do art cards, but that's okay. Then we can like double NP, but I don't really need to double NP yet. I could just first skill and use her art cards like the normal way. I figured I can wait just a little bit to evade on Izo because if he does take damage with the first skill, I can just heal it back. That kind of thing. Okay. Maybe lowballing this. Crit right away. Crit right away. Martha is gonna want to NP. Well, I mean, I could get through this without NPing, to be honest. Tricky. Well, I should get her NP and go from there. It's good to use the NP on MASH so I don't die. So I'm never gonna call the Canis CD by its actual name, because one, it's a complete mouthful, and I never needed to. It's like Principle, because back in the day, you know, 80 years ago, chat, before Canis was a playable unit, and, you know, the dark days started, if you said if you said Canis C, and then another letter, everyone knew what you were saying, right? This was not a thing, right? It was so, and you would say that because its actual CE name is a fucking mouthful, right? And I'm not gonna, you know, so I went out of my way not to say it back in the day just because it was a mouthful, like who cares? And most people wouldn't even know what you're saying because they don't know it's named that, right? So you're just like saying random words. But if you said Canis stuff, right, people got it, right? It was not a big deal. So I'm not gonna like suddenly start saying the thing that I was avoiding in the first place, right? It's just a bullshit mouthful. It's nonsense. And then they added Canis. And see, she was an NPC and it still didn't matter, right? When she was an NPC but wasn't playable, no one got confused. And as soon as she became playable, then it was a problem. And then, dude, I remember people unironically, they weren't even joking. Now, eventually people would say this was like a joke. But people were like, wait, Canis has a CG, right? People, they wouldn't say G, but you know, they would say that because I would say Canis thing. This is getting really awkward. I would say, you know, Canis thingamajig, and people would think I'd say Canis, and the actual, wait, she has one, right? But then they actually added one, right? So, rather quickly too. That was actually kind of weird. Canis got one pretty fast. We're like, Medea had to wait years and years and years. And what's weird is Canis isn't actually popular. This is something people have like, because like the niche that likes her talks about her a lot, people think she's popular. She's not. She absolutely isn't. But I think she's like popular with some of like the staff. And so there's like a bias there. But she's not actually that popular. Like her sales were terrible. Like, I mean, her sales were like really bad, like way bad. And some of her sales weren't even her, it was, you know, the twins, right? So yeah, she's actually outrageously unpopular. Okay, if it's an Ezo turn, I think he hits a Berserker. Karen is like, that's a little different, and that's like, I've noticed this in the community, and this is very hard to articulate, this is very complicated. But there's a time where something is desired, and there's no pushback to it. I like how that's the one that got charmed. Not that she had any cards, but like what's his name? Not Shiro, but basically Shiro. Muramasa, that's the one. Like Muramasa getting added was such a meme, but people had this idea that everyone wanted Muramasa getting added because people would bring it up a lot because there's a sizable amount of people that did want him to be added, and there's no pushback to it. And there was really not a lot of other stuff to talk about in that kind of like when's it getting added thing at the time. So everyone just assumed everyone wanted Muramasa, but not really. Like, he did sell well, right? He did sell well, but nothing groundbreaking. Like, if you look at his sales month, it was really nothing special, right? It was, you know, solid, you know, definitely solid. But that happens a lot where people just, things get repeated a lot, and there's like a joke that goes around enough that people see it all the time, and so they think everybody, oh, that thing must be so popular. Like, what's her name? The one from the Lolly Bait anime, the one that's not terrible though, the one that's not the worst thing ever, right? There was I forget her name, but it was such a thing that like people wanted her to be added. People would say that all the time, like I can't believe she's not added yet. Obviously she's gonna get added though. But like I don't think she didn't sell that well again, and I think if what Angelica, is that the one? If she was added instead, I think she would have sold better. Even though it was like being repeated so much that Miyu is the one that people wanted to be added. I don't really think that was the case, right? Because here's the thing, I don't think like the fan base of that anime is, it's, you know, decently sized, but it's not even that big, where like the general anime community or Gacha playing community and stuff, I don't really think cared about Miyu that much. So she didn't actually sell that well. Where like Angelica probably would have sold better to just the community at large that doesn't care about like that anime specifically, and so she probably would have made way more money, even though no one's talking about her. And that happens all the time. Right? People will talk about Karen over and over and over again, and like, oh yeah, she's the obvious thing to add from Fate Hollow, but there's other things that probably would have sold better, right? Even if they're only lightly related to Fate Hollow, like some of the servants, like the Twin Sabers and things like that, or even the Hassan or whatever, if they were done properly, because they're more free with like their design and stuff, they could have potentially sold better. Because Karen sold like one of the worst selling things of all time. Like, I'm not exaggerating. Karen is one of the worst selling servants ever. I can't even think of a servant that actually sold worse than her. Like, a lot of just generic, you know, 4-star dudes sold better than her. Like, she sold really, really badly. But yeah, that's just kind of like an effect that happens a lot, where there's just a, you know, percentage of people that will talk about something because it's like relevant or it's like the only obvious thing from an anime or whatever. So it just gets talked about and then gets repeated, so people think, oh, that's the popular thing from that anime or whatever. Whereas something else actually has greater like general appeal and it's probably gonna sell better, right? Like that just happens all the time. And this is like a known psychological thing with humans, where if we're in a community or a tribe or a household or a church or, you know, whatever kind of group, right? You're in some kind of group, you know, Reddit, that kind of thing. And if something is repeated enough, people just assume it's true. Right? No, it might be, right? And actually, I imagine if you added it up throughout all of human society enough, the things that are repeated the most, you know, there probably is more truths than falsehoods. But there's still a lot of falsehoods. So even if there's more truths than falsehoods that get repeated that much, there's still a lot of common misconceptions, right? There's so many that you need to be like on guard about it, right? But yeah, humans probably evolved that way because it's more likely to be true than not, and then you don't have time to sort through everything, so it's just like a filter, right? But yeah, it makes people like kind of assume things that end up just being, you know, way off. So Mash can kill one of the casters, but I could also Brave Chain and fuck up the 33k one. Do I want to evade now? I think if I evade now, it'll come back when I still need it, so it's probably the best turn that I can do it. Alright, we'll just do Art here. Yeah, I will say, it did not help Karen that she was a little weird, right? They didn't, but she just, I don't think she was, it doesn't make sense for her to be popular. It just doesn't. When you really think about it, why would she be popular? Right? She is one of the characters that, she's not even that popular from Fate Hollow. When you look at the really popular characters from Fate Hollow, it's just more Fate Stay Night characters. It's Gilgamesh, it's Bizet, right? Bizet's really popular, Angra, just more Emiya, more Artoria, right? Like, no one actually really cares about Karen in Fate Hollow. She has a following, right? But, and then the thing is, Fate Hollow's not even popular because it's never been translated officially. It doesn't have an anime, right? It's not like the main work like Fate Stay Night. So it's not a popular work to begin with because most people just don't even know about it. And then if they do know about it, they mostly just care about more Fate Stay Night stuff. They don't care about Karen, right? So it's, if you really break it down, why on earth would she be popular? She's from a side work that no one's read, that's never got an anime, and then she's not even remotely the most popular character from that work, right? And then you make her a bit weird in FGO, so she doesn't even like, she doesn't even appeal to like that small fan base that really, you know, does know about her and like her, or she appeals to them less, right? So like, it kind of just makes sense that she's going to be unpopular. And even if she was like copy-pasted Karen, more like how Bizet was done, I don't think it would really matter. I really don't think that would affect her sales much at all. Like I think she was kind of just doomed to fail. Now, if they ever do, if she had a more normal ascension, I think what I'm about to say is true even if she doesn't, but this would be way more like applicable if she had a normal ascension than when she was just her normal ass self. So if she had that, and then they ever did make a Fate Hollow anime, right? And then she got rated up again, then she would probably sell better than she did originally, right? Like straight up, if they brought out an anime and the anime wasn't complete dog shit, and then she had a normal ascension, even if she doesn't have a normal ascension, but yeah, I think then she could get a big sales boost. But and I wish I had the heal command code on Izo, and I think I had it before, but I could do my second skill, but I'm just really wary of debuffs. That I got wrecked because of that before, so I think I should wait. I could do the Brave Chain for stars, but it's probably not worth using the command code on. I think I'll just do this then. I forgot if Bizet sold well. I actually forget. I remember looking and I don't remember. I think I would presume she sold well, but not like, you know, Morgan, right? Not like that, but I'd imagine she did well. I would be shocked if she did not do better than Karen, right? I'm very confident she did better with Karen without me even remembering the data, but I'd have to look. Okay, now we want to NP. These sabers are annoying, but it is what it is. I could taunt with Mash, but I'll wait just a little bit here. Let's see, maybe do it like that. Oh, he does have heal. I thought I'd given it to someone else. I thought I'd taken it off for one reason or another. Yeah, I wish Romulus sold better too. That was actually really depressing. Especially because a lot of the other dudes have sold well. He's like the only guy in recent years that has not sold well. And I'm like, that one, that's the one that doesn't sell well? Like, that sucks. But I will say, his timing was bad, and a lot of people mention this because, like, Romulus is gonna have some kind of a following, and people like Chads and stuff. It's just, but his all he's got really going for him is he's a Chad to most people. Most people aren't like big on Roman stuff. Most people aren't, you know, they don't really care about, you know, his role in the story, right? So all he's really got going for him is just being a Chad, but then he's an AoE Lancer that's, you know, kind of good, but he's not really that good. And then they had just rated up another AoE Lancer. Also, they're both Buster and everything, so it's like, most people are just not going to want to roll on that. Because this is what I suspect this is how Romulus is. This is very hard to get any data to support this because there's no way to know. This is a very bizarre thing. But I suspect a lot of people, even in Japan, were like, yeah, Romulus is pretty cool. But I'm not gonna roll, right? I don't need an AoE Lancer. Not, he was cool, but I'd rather save it for them waifus or whatever. So I feel like he's not Zed, yeah. So I really think that's what happened to Romulus. I think some people act like, oh, well, Japan hates Romulus. I don't think that's the case. I suspect if you asked most random Japanese players if they thought Super Romulus was cool, they'd be like, yeah, he's cool. But not enough to get them. They're like, yeah, but I'm gonna keep saving my SQ though, right? Because I feel that way about a lot of characters where they're rated up. I'm like, yeah, they're pretty cool, but I'm not gonna roll on them. Like MHX, you know, I've said it before. I don't mind MHX. She's kind of cool, fun gameplay, but I'm not gonna roll, right? Like, fuck that. I'm gonna keep saving up for, you know, the chance of them adding a Gundam or whatever, right? So I suspect a lot of people felt that way about Romulus. Like, I really, because I all my friends were like that. They're like, yeah, that was really cool. Him fighting Zeus and stuff, but and I've seen. I think that's how a lot of people felt about Lost Belt 5 in general, Lost Belt 5 too, because I've seen this. I've seen like this vocal. It's actually always Lost Belt 6 fans. I always see this. I see Lost Belt 6 fans that can't stand anytime people criticize Lost Belt 6, right? And so they always try to attack Lost Belt 5 too to defend Lost Belt 6, which makes literally no sense. I don't know how the fuck that works. It's kind of like if someone if someone criticizes you and you say, yeah, but that guy is fat. It's like, what the fuck does that have to do? Like what does that have to do with anything, right? But I see that a lot where people try to attack Lost Belt 5-2 because someone is criticizing like all the filler in Lost Belt 6 or something, right? And instead of just be like, yeah, you know, I like Lost Belt 6 because of this, and this, right? They try to somehow it makes no sense. There's no connection between not like what the fuck, right? That's so weird. Anyway. And so they always point to, there was a poll for JP of like what their favorite singularities was, and like Lost Belt 5-2 was like, you know, like 7th, right? You know, it was, you know, obviously like it was beating it was like, you know, Camelot, Babylonia. I don't even remember if Lost Belt 6 was out yet or not, but I know that one's popular, so if it was out, I would assume that's in the top 5, right? But yeah, I don't even remember what it was, but you know, 5-2 wasn't like, you know, super hyped on that list, right? And I would imagine, hey, hold on, I can't actually say your name now. I gotta call you Shag. What do you do? Shag, what do you do? There we go. Thank you for the 14 months. I appreciate it. Anyway, I figure most people with 5-2, they're like, yeah, that was pretty cool, but it's definitely not my favorite, right? That's like overwhelmingly what I've seen from like the Japanese community about 5-2, where it's like, they liked it, but not enough to like be in the running with Camelot, Babylonia, 6, maybe even Lost Belt 1, maybe. I don't really know how Japan feels about Lost Belt 1, to be honest. But I see that a lot where people might like something, but not enough for it to be in their favorites, and they bless you. Oh, bless you, he's trying. But they don't like something enough for it to be in their top 10, their top 5, or to roll on it, right? And then people try to use that as, oh, they don't like it at all. That just doesn't, like, I've never rolled on an MHX, ever. So there's no data that you could track that would tell you that I don't mind MHX. There's nothing. I didn't roll on her, right? So it just would lower the amount that she's been rolled on or whatever. So just lower her popularity. Or if you're looking at my data specifically, but I don't mind MHX. It's just not enough to roll on it, right? And I feel like I think most people are like, yeah, 5'2", you know, that's kind of cool. Right, you know, Zeus, whatever. But a lot of people, a lot of people didn't like the Masashi thing. You know, they didn't like, the Chaos showing up and instantly dying, right? So it's not like, and it doesn't have a cast. I think this is a big part of why most people are kind of like, yeah, it's okay, is because most people don't like the cast in 5.2. Not like they dislike it, but they don't hype it. If you look at the most popular stories in FGO, it normally revolves around characters that are very popular. Like, go figure, people like it when characters they like get screen time, right? Like, that, it's so obvious. People are pretty shallow like that. Now, that's not always why an individual might like something, but if you look on mass, generally the popular shit is it's when it's revolving around a cast that they like. And that's even true for me to an extent. Now, I do like good writing, but, like, I will disproportionately like something. Like, I'll be more forgiving of it if it has a cast that I like. And if it has good writing and it has a cast that I like, then I'm going to disproportionately like it. Right? So you might have a story in FGO that has decent writing. Let's be honest, chat. None of the writing in FGO is that good. Let's be honest with ourselves. You know, this is, you know, this is light novel shit, right? This is not like, we're not writing the next Lord of the Rings or anything. So yeah, everything in FGO is kind of on the writing. But so if you have something that's good, well written for FGO standards, but I don't like the cast, and you have something else that's well written by FGO standards, maybe slightly less well written, but it's still, you know, pretty good. But then it has a cast I really like. I'm gonna like that one more, right? And it just is what it is, right? There's always gonna be a bias that way. So if you look at the community at large, the most popular stuff is going to be the stuff that has casts that people like. And then, yes, writing is going to affect it. Absolutely, writing is going to affect it, right? Because if something is just the worst, like Septum, even if it has Nero in it, that's not going to save it. Now, I bet you Septum would be even more unpopular if it didn't even have Nero in it. Imagine if Septum had, like, the most hated characters in it, and it was written that badly. Then it's going to be hated even more, right? But yeah, I just see that a lot when, long story short, sometimes when things are like, they're like, yeah, I like this thing, but it's not like my favorite. People will interpret the sales data of that, or like a poll about what your favorite story was, or what your favorite anime for Fate was, because you do those, you know, surveys. People will translate that data into, oh, this other thing was completely unpopular, which that just doesn't make any sense. And a good example was like Coup. I remember when they did Hurt Heal competitions where you could vote to boost someone and to nerf someone, right? So dislike of something really mattered and that kind of thing. Coup, who is not the most popular character, would like dominate, and it's because although he's not their favorite character, everybody likes Coup. So no one vote to hurt him, right? So even though he's not getting the most like heal votes, he ended up wrecking everyone's shit because nobody dislikes him, right? Where you'd have other characters like even Jolter that a lot of people don't like, that would balance out all the people that really like them, right? So what I'm getting at is Super Romulus's sales data is not the most telling of how popular he actually is. Because I really suspect that although Romulus is not enough to like break into like some of like, you know, he's no Gilgamesh or, you know, even Assassin Lee, you know, popular and stuff like that. I suspect a lot of people have a positive opinion about him. It's just not enough to get them to bust out their SQ, especially when he was added, because there was a lot of other things to potentially roll on and that kind of thing. So yeah, I feel like, I don't think he's hated. I really don't think he's hated. I actually suspect that he's actually rather liked. It's just in that kind of, you know, lukewarm, you know, bit positive area. And here's the thing. What you should do with a character like that is make them a low star. That is how you make that work. I actually suspect if Super Romulus wouldn't make any sense as a low star, because like the whole point is they're making up for Romulus being a low star in the first place. But you know, a comparable character like him, if he was a low star, can actually be very successful, right? Because people don't have to use as much SQ and things like that. Because there's been a lot of characters like that have been low stars that have actually been rather, you know, a lot of people will gun for them, even though it's not their favorite. You know, like they're like, yeah, it's not in my top 5, but this guy's pretty cool, so you know, they're low star. I'll try to get them, right? So yeah, that's I think the problem with Romulus. Oh yeah, there's plenty of people that don't like Jolter. I mean, she's obviously incredibly popular, and there's way more people that like her than don't, I would say, but there's a sizable amount of people that dislike her, that if you're in like a hurt heal competition, because here's what's going to happen in like a hurt heal competition, right? Now it can depend on how the rounds are structured and stuff, so it can get pretty complicated. There's a lot of like social like engineering that can happen, that can change things, can warp things on accident. Like when let's say you're a Nero fan, right? Nero's your #1 favorite character. When if Nero gets knocked out, you have to start now voting for something else, right? And you're not going to necessarily be in agreement with all the other Nero fans, right? And so, and also you might start voting against something, right? And like what a lot of people might do is like if they're wanting Nero to do better, they want to take out Nero's competition. So they're not actually going to vote to hurt a character that that they actually dislike the most. They're going to vote for what they think is a threat to Nero until Nero gets eliminated, right? So if Jolter's a threat to Nero and you're like, kind of on Jolter, you're probably going to vote against Jolter, right? Where you might have another character that's like your second favorite character or third favorite character. You don't like him as much as Nero, but you do like them a lot, right? So even if they're like competition to Nero to an extent, you're not going to vote against them, right? So like I remember some of those early hurt heal competitions, basically no one voted against Ku, right? No one, and he wasn't like a huge threat at the beginning. So in those early waves, there was like Jolter versus Nero or whatever. He didn't catch any heat. And then by the end, once a lot of those things have been knocked out, a lot of people are now defaulting to like their 10th favorite character or whatever. They're like, oh yeah, Ku's a bro. Yeah, it's Ku versus this other random wife who I don't give a fuck about. Yeah, I'll vote for Ku. So he like dominated in those early ones, and they ended up, I remember they made him like Hall of Fame, so you couldn't vote for him anymore because and there was like I think MASH was like that too, because MASH was just that kind of universal, like character, right? So those kind of characters, do very well, right? So yeah, it can be hard to gauge the actual popularity of something. So like when you do those surveys, right? When FGO does those surveys, where they like poll the JP community about what their favorite singularity was, what their favorite event was, and stuff. That data, although useful, is actually very misleading because you cannot ask them to. What would actually be useful is if you could ask them to rate every single singularity from 1 to 10, right? That way, because the thing is, if you can only vote for one favorite, that's just going to skew data like crazy, right? Because let's say for example, I doubt this is the case, but I'm going to use this as an example. Let's say Lost Belt 1 is like on average in everyone's top 5, but it's hardly anyone's favorite, right? That's going to make it show up incredibly low in the list, right? Because if it doesn't have like a niche where at least it's a chunk of people's favorite, it's going to be incredibly low in the listing. Where if you can rate all of them, so you get people's second, their third, their fourth, you get that average, it's going to be disproportionately in people's second place, third place, or whatever, more so than all these different people disagreeing on their favorite. It's going to actually be very, very high on the list, right? So yeah, questionnaires that actually get people to actually give points to things that is their second favorite, third favorite, fourth favorite. Those things sometimes get more points in total than that one thing that has a niche that's really popular or whatever. It's complicated shit. Like surveys are like a lot more complicated than you might expect. But like people that do surveys as like their job, like data collection and stuff. A lot of this stuff is actually really known. Like the different kind of sample sizes you're gonna get and the kind of answers you're gonna get, like depending on how you ask questions, or if it's like multi-question, or if it's like rate from 1 to 10, and it really warps like what kind of data you're gonna get. Because a lot of times, if you can only select one thing as your favorite, a lot of popular as fuck stuff is just not gonna get votes. Yep, same thing for politics. Absolutely. Let's not go into that because that can get really divisive and make people mad and blah blah blah. But yeah, it's same thing for politics. It warps people's perception massively of what's popular and what's not popular, what's hated, what's not hated. Yeah, it's kind of, people are complicated, right? It's like just because the favorite, like, let's say favorite waifu, right, or like favorite male. Let's say Gilgamesh is the favorite male, or Vortigern or something, and like Morgan and Jolter for female, right? Just because those are like the most top favorite doesn't mean they're actually the most popular, because a lot of people they're not the top favorite at all, but their second favorite character ever is like, I don't know, Emiya, but that person whose favorite character is Gilgamesh, their second favorite character is also Emiya, right? So it's really hard to actually get data like that. It's invisible most of the time unless you ask very detailed surveys. And like sales data, right, from month to month doesn't really, you know, show you that kind of thing. And then like those questionnaires that JP does don't show you that kind of thing. Anyway, that's enough of that. Do I need to get Martha's NP again? I mean, not really, but I should probably try to get it anyway. I could actually do Mash's NP to get the first card art bonus, and then I don't have to worry about casting Mash's NP later. But then I whiff a turn of it. But do I care if I whiff a turn of it? I have no idea. Let's see, I've got my evade back. Okay, I'm gonna cast this now, that way if there's like skill seal or something, I have a chance to resist it. I kind of do want to cast it now, just because I don't want to have to cast it later. And it is more NP gain, but I think we should just play it safe here and like make stars. So maybe I shouldn't have used that Ezo command code because I'm whipping the gain. But like stars are nice. Yeah, I think that is part of why Saito is so. I think it's a mix. I think he is in that exact kind of category that I was talking about, where it's kind of hard to gauge how popular he is. Oh, fuck you. They did buff block, but you can't remove it. That's so stupid. That's definitely trying to screw over Castoria. But he's a mix, though, of he's definitely in that weird spot where a lot of people like him. And some people, he's their favorite, I'm sure. Like, he is a popular character. But also, he was kind of recent, too, so he's easier to obtain. So there was a lot in his favor to get him on that 120 list. Even so, I was still surprised he was on that 120 list. Okay, how does this work? This is, I think, buff block 1 time. Let me think. How do I want to go about getting rid of this then? Probably this. I should have saved Martha's first skill because she could have thrown that out. That is so bullshit that they did that. This seems like the right one to do for Martha. So how is this? It's debuff immunity 8 times. Well, we're probably not going to get rid of that, but I might as well throw this out. 2 years. Thank you, Gambler. I really appreciate it. 2 years on the button. Yeah, that is a long time, man. It's crazy how long I've been streaming, dude. I actually had a real... I don't know how to say this. I don't know if I got humbled by this. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but it kind of made me sad, and you know, it's just something to, you know, push me to want to, you know, mature as much as possible as I age and stuff. So when I was a teenager, like, you know, a fairly young teenager, and I started to get into video editing. And I mostly made just like Gundam videos because I liked Gundam, right? And I was pretty young, and YouTube was tiny back then in comparison to what it was now. It was still like the video sharing website, but it was only amongst like, you know, nerds and, right? It was way more like hardcore. You know, I don't know if Google even owned it yet when I first started making videos. I don't remember. And I had a different YouTube channel back then. Anyway, let's see, how do I describe this? So I was making like just random Gundam videos, right? Because I just like Gundam a lot, and again, I was young, I was trying to learn editing, so I thought editing was cool. And the community that would make videos like that back then was so small on YouTube, right? It was tiny, and I was kind of like the first one to do what I was doing. And, you know, I got a very small following compared to what YouTube is now, but, you know, I was within that little tiny community, you know, I was kind of known. And there was this guy that looking back on it, I can see this so clearly. You know, he was very socially awkward, you know, but, you know, he never did anything mean-spirited, never said a bad thing to anyone. And he kind of like looked up to me, right? He liked the videos I made, and he wanted to make videos like them. But, you know, he wasn't that good at editing, and he wouldn't be, you know, that great. And maybe be a little copycatty. But, you know, he was super passionate for Gundam. I don't think I really realized that at the time because I was a dumbass teenager. But, you know, I don't think I ever said anything mean to him or anything like that, but I remember I kind of ignored him, right? I wouldn't really, you know, pay attention to him. You know, I was, you know, just a jackass teenager. I didn't make AMVs. I didn't do anything like that. I would make 2 types of videos. I would make like SD Gundam like animation showcase videos, kind of like I do in FGO, like showing off the attack animations of Gundam units. And I would use like Armored Core music or whatever, and I would edit footage to make it look like Wing Zero was murdering the Freedom or whatever, right? Like I would just like make it look very logical and try to make it like look like it made sense, right? And so he wanted to make videos like that, where like, you know, a Virgo was killing a Leo, although actually that's just literally Gundam Wing, so never mind on that one. But you know, you get what I'm saying. And at the time, basically nobody else really did that. Anyway, but yeah, I was just, you know, a teenager. I didn't really give that guy any mind. And then years later, right, I kind of just grown out of that. I didn't really even think about making videos like that anymore. You know, I'd occasionally maybe make a boss solo and Vandictus or whatever, but I never really cared about YouTube in like a really serious capacity. I was busy with work and whatnot. But I'd kind of keep tabs on YouTube or whatever. And I remember during that period where I was not making any videos like that anymore. I didn't make many YouTube videos at all anymore. That guy was still making videos, right, about Gundam, because he was just a huge Gundam for years and years. I remember he was still just making Gundam videos because he just was obviously, again, socially awkward guy, but really liked Gundam. No reason to hate on this guy. Literally no reason to hate on this guy. But I know for a fact he got so much fucking hate from people. He'd get hate messages and whatnot. Because again, he was socially awkward. You know, people are dicks. People are assholes. And I just randomly thought about this the other night. Now that it's so many years later, right? It's been like 16 years, right? It's been like 16 years. I was just thinking about it, now I'm on YouTube again and I'm making more serious content and whatnot, and I was like, I wonder if that guy is still making Gundam videos, because he had so much, he clearly had more passion than pretty much anyone, even though I'm super passionate about Gundam, that guy clearly liked Gundam more than I did, right? And he wasn't trying to hurt anybody, just having fun. And so I was thinking about it, all these years later, is he still making videos? Like, I wonder, is he, like, what is he? I have no idea. Like, I hope the guy's still alive and all these things, right? And so I looked, I'm like, is he still around? And his original YouTube channel is gone, but he had made a second one, right? He made a new one. And he was still making videos for like the next like 5 or 6 years, but he hasn't made a video in like 10 years. Right? He hasn't made a video in like 10 or 11 years. And I have no idea if he's still alive. And again, I used to be able to contact this guy because he would like message me like on Steam and things like that, so people used back then. But now I have no way of contacting him, outside of his YouTube. And I was just thinking back on it, I was a dick to that guy, right? I wasn't, even though I never like said mean things to him to his face, right? I didn't like have a good opinion of him, and for no reason, right? I don't remember if I did, but I probably like would have said mean things behind his back to like my friends, right? It's like, oh, he's just a wannabe and stuff for no good reason, right? I was just an asshole teenager, and I felt horrible about that I never really gave him the time of day, even though he just really liked Gundam and he thought my videos were awesome, and I never just sat down and like was nice to this guy, and now I can't, and I regret that massively. Now that I'm older, and I regret that like so fucking much. And guys, just looking at his YouTube channel, he hasn't posted anything in like 10 years, and I have no way of contacting this guy, and I'm like, I'm an asshole. And I am. I was an asshole when I was younger to that guy, because I didn't, he clearly just, wanted, a few minutes of my time, right? So yeah, don't be me. Don't be me back then, right? Because when you get older, you may not be, because he could, he could, I hate to say this, and I hope to God this is not the case, but he may not even be alive anymore. Right? I have no idea, right? So I feel horrible about that. I really do. And I think I should feel bad about that. I was a dick to that guy. And so yeah, don't be me. Don't try not to make those mistakes when you can, right? It doesn't, it doesn't hurt you to just be nice, especially to, like, okay, when someone is being an asshole to you, by all means be an asshole back. That is kind of my mentality about most things. If someone is a dick to you, you can be a dick back. If they punch you, you punch back, right? There's no reason to, But that guy wasn't being a dick, right? That guy was just being, maybe a bit of a wannabe and, whatnot. But that's not bad. He just likes Gundam. I mean, Jesus, right? So yeah, I just thinking about that kind of made me think, yeah, I should make sure I'm not being that guy again. You know, don't be an asshole to people that are just, you know, like FGO, they want to make solo videos. You know, don't be a dick. There's literally no reason to be a dick to people like that. You know, it's easy to lose your patience with people. I get that because, again, I've worked, you know, I worked in a pizza place. I worked with the public when I was younger. I have absolutely lost my patience with the, you know, with the public at large, right? I'll put it that way. I get when people don't have patience for stupid shit. I get that. But you cannot let that translate to you treating people unfairly, right? As sad as this is to say, it's big of you to have thoughts of... well, see, I was at your Sharkquad, I was thinking about you the other day because I think it's because you've been in the military and that kind of thing. I think that humbles the shit out of people, and I think being in the military, because I've never been in the military, but some of my family has, and I've known a lot of people in the military, and like a lot of my close family was in various branches of the military. And I think when people are in the army, now, not, you know, some people are like jackasses and they never change in and out of the service, but a lot of people that, you know, want to take something serious from the military generally have both lost their patience for stupidity, but are also very patient with people and give people the benefit of the doubt. I see that all the time from people that have been in the military, where they give people the benefit of the doubt, and that's a good thing to do, right? And that's something that you want to make sure you do, and I should work on, even now that I'm older. I think I'm better about it, but I can definitely work on it. You should give people the benefit of the doubt that they're not being a jackass, right? Once you know someone's being a jackass, fuck them, right? I have no sympathy for people that are just being assholes and like going online to be jerks to people, or trying to, you know, attack people, you know, make fun of people for, you know, the way they look and all that kind of, you know, fuck all of that, right? There's no reason to give those people, you know, any benefit of the doubt. But yeah, you do want to try to be patient with people and whatnot. It is a random thought I had recently, but all right, let's get back to getting murdered by the boss. Okay, so Martha, debuff block. We need to get rid of it. I could do the invulnerability, but that seems terrible. The boss is AoE. I could just not save Martha, but man, that would suck because she hasn't actually done a lot here. Mistakes can make you learn, but only if you're self-reflective. I really will say that. There are some people out there that are, this is like a known thing in psychology. Some people are not self-reflective at all, and they will not fucking learn from mistakes. They basically have to have an external force, like a father figure that maybe they respect or something. They have to have something force them to learn. Some people just will not learn on their own, which is unfortunate, but it just is what it is. Some people are just absolutely not self-reflective, and they will not learn from like their own mistakes. So yeah, they need an external force to help them. Okay, so I'm definitely imping. There's no question about that. I think we'll save the attack up. Am I gonna save the attack up? I mean, breaking right now is certainly good. I have no idea what this boss does when you break, but I'm sure the sooner you break, the better. It kind of depends on if the health bars get bigger as you go. They probably do, so I think we'll wait. I guess I just invulnerability mash, and then I don't NP with mash right now because there's no reason to. Man, that really sucks that we're just leaving Martha out to dry. I mean, I guess I could evade and invulnerability her, but I don't think it's worth it, unfortunately, so I think we just gotta let her go. Now, I could mash NP if I just want the attack up. Do I just want the attack up? It's 20%. I remember when I was 6, my father made me a piece of bread, like a smiley, on it for me for breakfast, but I didn't want to eat it because it was like mayonnaise, I guess. I still feel horrible about it because I just wanted, yeah, he was just trying to be nice. Well, I mean, if your father is still around, you know, you could, go talk to him, right? You know, there you go. But yeah, my father passed when I was 17, so thankfully I did have a very good relationship with my father, though, before he passed. Sadly, I didn't really know my dad until I was like 15, but I spent like all of my time between 15 and 17 with my dad, so. I'm thank goodness, too. I would have grown up to be such a little shit. If I hadn't, I would have been terrible, I think. Okay, so let me think. No, I want to NP, and I'm going to whiff a turn of it. it really comes down to if I need the attack buff to break or not. We are an event servant. We're counterclassing. You know what? Let's have faith. We'll go with that. He got this. We'll do the Buster up first, so that our card actually does a lot of damage. Man, I had a grandfather, and unfortunately, I've lost contact with that side of my family. It's like my father's side of the family, but he was in the Green Berets, which, for those who don't know, they're basically the land Navy SEALs, which, from what I understand, as time has gone on, now the Navy SEALs are kind of just generals, like special operations now. But back in his day, the Green Berets were the special elite, right? Special operations for ground-based stuff. And boy, he had some interesting, fascinating stories, but he had some funny opinions about the different branches of military. You know, mostly positive about most of them, but yeah, that, like, he did not like Marines. Holy shit, he did not like Marines, because he would say, like, anytime you'd work with them, they were, like, trying to compete with you, because they have, like, you know, an attitude. So they hear that you're, like, special operations, so they want to be like, oh, we're just as good as you. And he would always make fun of them by saying I'm sure a lot of military people will probably say this, I'd imagine it was a common sentiment in his era, but he would always say it takes the Navy to get them there, and then the Army to get them out. Because, like, he would respect the Army guys a lot, but he did not respect he did not like Marines, like, at all. We still say that? I would imagine. That does not surprise me, I would imagine. But, yeah, it was just funny. Like, he would really respect the Army, but he would not respect the Marines. When you look at society, we try to hype up the Marines a lot. And I'm not trying to insult any Marines. I'm sure there's a lot of great, hard-working Marines out there. You know, good for them. You know, I'm sure he had a bias to an extent. But also, I'm sure he got that for a reason. I'm sure he did run into many, many, many Marines that were, you know, assholes. And like, how he would put it is, like, that attitude could get people killed, right? When you're trying to, like, show off, and you know, that's not good. But anyway, you do see it, like, in American media. They really hype up the Marines as something special. They want it to be something to strive for. They want people to want to be in the Marines. And the reason is because when you need to do D-Day, when you need to storm a beach, you send in the Marines. So you need a lot of people that are, you know, you need them to think they're the best thing ever. Now, that being said, I'm sure a lot of people go in the Marines, you know, are really stand-up guys and, you know, work hard and have accomplished a lot, and good for them. So, you know, I'm not, like, trying to hate on Marines here or anything. But I remember pretty much everyone, in my family that was in branches of the military would generally have ill things to say about Marines. But, you know, kind of, you know, it's unfair, right, to an extent, but, yeah, it is what it is. That is funny, though, that people still say that. It actually kind of makes me happy, just because I remember my grandfather saying that. Okay, let's see. So, crit up, never good. This is why 100 face is the way to go. We'll go... I'm actually surprised we got so close to looping. If I had done the art first, if I had done, like, an art card first, so I had the NP gain on our art card, we probably wouldn't have it, though. We'd probably be at, like, 83% or something like that. So I'm gonna end... What the fuck am I doing about this caster? Oh, that's why Martha was supposed to live. Martha was, yeah, supposed to live and kill that. Well, I'll just beat on it the old-fashioned way here. And we still have to do the challenge quest. Okay, man, that sucks, Matthew. Hang in there, bud. Alright, I should have been paying more attention to know exactly how much damage I did. We do not have this skill anymore, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the attack up now, and that'll offset that somewhat. And then hopefully this skill is back by the final health bar. Please do not quick charge. I'm trying to remember, what was this boss's gimmicks? I'm trying to remember. I remember it absolutely gets a stupid gimmick at some point. What did this boss do? I'm trying to remember. I don't want to look it up. I don't want to look it up. I'm trying to remember because I fought this boss before. I don't think it quick charges. I don't think. It might do like buff removal, which would be really bad right now, but we're just gonna have to roll with it. Okay, we will do that. Now, Hokusai quick charges in the challenge quest, which was the only reason I did not beat that challenge quest on my first try on my main account, which was very obnoxious to me. Because if you look in the video, that was my second time ever doing the challenge quest. In the video, you can see how I just use David's, or I use survival skills or whatever on the team on a turn where the enemies don't have their NP, but it's because I know that when I break, instead of, you know, his quick charge. Oh look, she removed our buffs. Oh, that was so bad. It's gonna be really hard to keep our boy alive here. I really need to though. If he dies, we're gonna lose, I think. Now, I could do David's evade right now, and then if it gets pinged off, I can just do the Mystic. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. I think that's for the best. Like, yeah, it might go to waste, but... I think we need to smack the caster while we're just chilling here. Damn, 98. Oh, man. That's unfortunate. I probably need to smack her though, because 356 is a lot. It's just that cat, I swear, if we like lose to the caster at the end, I'm gonna be pissed. Do it like that, do as much damage as possible. So she is like at an attack up, but it's unremovable. Just absolutely though, I saw people saying that this was harder than the challenge quest. I don't think so. Like, obviously I'm taking forever to beat this, but that's because I'm talking so fucking much. You know, this is the first try, I don't even remember all the gimmicks, and yeah, it's mainly protect an assassin properly, and you'll get it. Now, this is still a hard-ish fight, and if you come into this with a, you know, a whatever setup, you are absolutely going to get a destroyed, right? If you're not respecting the stage, you're going to get destroyed. Okay, that's pretty nasty what they just did right there. Like, I would say this is close in difficulty to the challenge quest. I think it is definitely close in difficulty. And depending on like what kind of team you bring and like how you're approaching it, it could be harder. And more people are going to go into the challenge quest serious, so that might make it seem easier, I would say. But I do think this is close in difficulty to the challenge quest. Okay, so we haven't done nearly enough debuffs to be able to take advantage of this, so I can just do this for NP gain up. There's no reason to care about the... Well, I guess I could have NP sealed one of these guys. Yeah, that's what I should have done. Whoops. Especially because that guy has his NP right now. So, is this defense up, like, it's for 4 hits, so that's gonna lower my NP a lot. I see, thank you for the 19 months, man, I appreciate it. I think I have messed up, because really, I need to stall here. So I should have NP sealed this guy. I could guts Izo and just hope for the best. I have to get through 4 hits, right? Yeah, 4 hits. Okay, I think we're just gonna hope things don't go super south on us here. Because of, this is where a taunt would have been better, like George. George would have been better than like Asclepius was a safe pick because you don't really know the circumstances, but I don't remember the fight super well. It's not like Asclepius is doing nothing, but yeah, I do think George would have been better. That buff removal, like we've had 2 buff removals because of the saber and then her gimmick. Ooh, that's bad. That means the cat is less likely to hit someone that's not Izo. Oh my god, we might lose to this fucking cat, dude. Okay, well, I can get rid of the thing and then NP. Let's see. I might evade now on Kojiro. Yeah, well, there's a chance the boss is alive and NPs again, but I think this is for the best. And really, I should maybe evade on Izo because of the caster. Boy, this is getting down to the wire big time. Because this is not gonna kill because although we have our anti-humanoid and all that, we have no buffs other than that whatsoever. We don't even have charisma. So unless our extra attack is juicier than I'm thinking, well, that's more. Okay, that's boy. Oh. Yeah, anti-man, anti-humanoid, event bonus, counterclassing. That's a level 70, by the way. That's level 70. Nothing, no grails, none of that. Okay, we underestimated Izo a little bit there. You could probably do that with the story support Izo as well, because he's 80. Although he doesn't have, faux items and that kind of thing. Underestimating my son. Yeah, I know you're a big Izo fan. And the caster's gone, so now we're looking pretty good. Although this guy does have sure hit and buff removal, but we've got David, so yeah, we got it now. That actually went pretty smooth. I wish I had done. Well, I enjoyed talking about what I talked about, so I don't regret that. But I wish I could have done that in a more concise gameplay segment, right? Because that was good gameplay right there. It was just big breaks. Okay, so now we have the challenge quest, which I think is going to be tough. I thought this was going to be tough, and it was, but it wasn't that bad. So I might have overestimated that one a little bit. But I do think this account is going to have a bad time with the challenge quest, unless I summon something OP. If I actually took advantage of the support list and I summoned the strongest thing I could, like Castoria or like a Grailed, event servant or Gundam guy or whatever, then I think it would be really easy. But if I do what I typically do, I think this is going to be hard. Double Stheno time? We'll try for the memes, because it's only 5 AP. But I would be surprised if we won with double Stheno. Because if they were both male, then I'd be like, okay, this could work pretty good, but neither of them are male, so... But hey, this is one of the few events we have actually done on the Stheno account, although we have yet to actually do the farming, so we haven't really benefited from it yet, but... Also, we don't have like a divine DPS to work with, so Stheno is just extra. Yikes. Although I guess they can buff each other, because they are divine. Really, if my Stheno had her third passive, like that'd be some decent damage. Especially if she was an event servant, then it would be quite nice. How far on the ladder am I? Also, good doggies. Look at these guys, man. They're just out there trying to help you out, get some loot, Do I have any extra dogs now? I probably do. Yeah, okay. Do that. I don't need a lot of this stuff. The stuff I need I'm already working on. Just grab one that you have a bonus on, I suppose. Okay, not that one though. Those are so useless. Okay, there we go. I don't know if I could have had her passive if I claimed her ticket or not. Let's see, because she has what, 30 coins? Let's see what my coin situation is. Because honestly, her third passive is going to be really important on her. I probably will do that before the Grail levels and stuff. I don't know though, starting NP is awesome too, because then you get the buff removal right away and all that. Because her NP is good, defense downs works with her attack up, buff removal is always good. Like that's very powerful. I doubt she's Bond 10 yet. I think she's like Bond 9 or something. Because we just, we don't play events, so I'd be surprised if she was... Okay, you know what? Let me just turn smart sort off, and that should make it easier to do this. Now I'm clicking all this other crap that you don't need. Okay, she's at 80, so... Not quite, but with just a bit more bond, I could do it. Like, if I got just a bit more bond, I got it. Smart, yeah. Okay. Chat, what do we summon? What's, I mean, there's Izo again, but I did that in the video. We want to summon some... Wait, no, we gotta do Stheno, of course. But then after we inevitably lose, and then we have to take it slightly more seriously than that, we want to summon something that's not useless. Also, fuck off with that. But it's not useless, but is useful, right? But not a carry. Not a carry, but still helpful. That's the goal. Now, see that would be really good right there. But that's probably maybe too good. All right. Bloody Oberyn fans. And your flies. Stinking up the place. I will say, most reasonable Oberyn fans, though, that I know, like the ones that I consider them a logical, reasonable person, pretty much all of them agree. They're like, yeah, they really like Oberyn, but they're like, yeah, it was, you know, the Vortigern thing is kind of dumb, and that's obviously a pretty big, you know, slant to Vortigern fans, considering Garden of Avalon. And they could have they could have, like, done the whole edgy, evil boy, conflicted nature thing in so many ways without doing that. Right? And I will say this, I would forgive it if they ever added regular Vortigern, or they had preferably added regular Vortigern first, then done the weird shit, right? That's kind of the way to make everybody happy. Yeah, most reasonable Oberyn fans are like, yeah, the Vortigern thing was kind of an unnecessary slant. And because I think you can accomplish the same, because I keep seeing people act like you can't do this edgy boy story without it. I'm like, yeah, you can. It's really common. And there's so many ways to have like a fucked up saint graph like that. It really brought nothing to the story. Like, it really didn't. There was nothing about Vortigern uniquely that brought anything to the story, right? Which that's like, at that point, why are you using Vortigern, right? I truly don't think they're going to add regular Vortigern. I really don't. And now before, I think it was a chance, right? He's a pretty famous figure in history. Just as much chance as them adding, you know, any other thing, really. But now I think it's almost impossible because Oberyn version is so popular. They're just going to look for any reason to add a second version of him, right? Like, why would they use up their Vortigern ammo on regular Vortigern at this point? Now, you never know, especially because like sometimes the individual writers and the creators of the other books and stuff, right? Sometimes they might like, oh yeah, I like Vortigern though, right? So, you know, it could happen. It's not impossible, but it's kind of like there would have been no predicting Ricky getting in. That's pretty fucking unlikely. And like a lot of other things like Ricky are never going to get in, right? So I think Vortigern at this point he is less likely because they already added the Oberyn thing and he became so popular. I think that absolutely lowers their odds of doing regular Vortigern. Even though they had already, you know, established that he existed in Garden of Avalon and all that, I don't think it's going to matter. I don't see that happening. Okay, so bonus servant-wise, we don't got shit. So that's a thing. So I got to double Stheno to some degree. They don't necessarily have to be together, but we'll see. We want to kill Hokusai first, and see, that's why this is terrible. If you're going to kill Hokusai first, you want to bring a knight class, a bonus servant, you know, something like that, because that can take out Hokusai. There's nothing Stheno can do to kill Hokusai. Now, you could kill the rider first, but I don't think that's the best way to go about it. At least not for this account. I mean, depending on like units and circumstances, like things can change dramatically. Wow, I know for a fact this is not going to work. We cannot kill Hokusai. There is no way. Double Stheno is never going to do jack shit here. Yeah, we're gonna need to summon either someone with a niche or just an event servant. Like, really, an event servant is the way to go. Like the Gundam dude, Izo. Like, I hate to say this, but Izo is just the obvious thing to do, and it's not hard. Dude, I've had so many complaints on my Izo video that it's not a budget team because Izo's limited, even though he's a fucking 3-star, and it is so easy. Because here's the thing, I did not use the support slot to summon like Castoria or whatever. I used the support slot to summon Mash, just so I basically wasn't using the support slot, right? Because I didn't bring my Mash and then bring a friend Mash. I didn't do that. I literally used the support slot for Mash just to basically not have a support slot, right? And I did that because if you need to summon Izo or anything like that, right, you can easily do it, right? Like, it is so easy to summon, and even though like Izo as an event servant is good, he's not better than like a Lee, right? There's a lot of 5-star assassins that you could summon that can also kill Hokusai and then will do very well against the rider enemy. Like, Izo's great, but Izo is not that good in that stage, right? It's not, he's mainly just good because he's an event servant, right? And even though he's an event servant, if you don't have Izo and you want to do a setup like that, and not for some reason you don't want to use King Asan or Kama or Lee or Jack, like Jesus, summon a friend's Jack for fuck's sakes, or Melt, right? Like, oh gee, Melt is actually, that's really gonna make it easy. But if for whatever reason you want to do that, you can summon a friend's Izo. They're actually quite common. But yeah, actually Jack is disgusting here. Jack and Melt are so disgusting here. Oh yeah, Limbo. Yeah, Limbo. I don't know, maybe we will summon something kind of OP like that, just because the only real budget option that's like a low star you're gonna pick is Izo, and I've already done that. But yeah, I think Kama would be nutty here. I think Kama will like so much healing and all that. Like as long as you have the supports to not get wrecked by the NPs, you're gonna do fine. But yeah, I never thought about Clown Boy, Limbo, but yeah, he probably is super good. Anyway, we're gonna try double Stheno just for the memes, but there's no chance. I mean, look, our options are so limited. I mean, what the hell am I gonna do to kill Hokusai like this? I mean, literally, my best option is Ku, but that's not gonna be good enough. Like, Ku is literally my best option. There is nothing. There's literally not a single unit on this entire list here that would be useful. But I could kill, like, I could Zerg down the Rider. I could do that, but then we just die. Like, we don't have anything. I'm not even sure I'm actually going to try this, just because this. I mean, you don't need to be a genius to see how little you're going to accomplish against Hokusai here. If I had like a good archer, it'd be fine, right? Like if I had Robin would work. Robin would work. I guess David on like yeah, I guess David. That it's stupid, but yeah, I guess David's your best bet because at least he's an event bonus. But you're never killing Hokusai with just like David like that, unless you had like Merlin or something really strong on the team that you were summoning from a friend. But we'll try just for shits and giggles. If Stheno was a bloody like, or if David actually was divine, we'd be getting somewhere. But dude, this is like they're not male. You can't charm them. You can't like. There's no reason to use Stheno here. Like there are reasons to use Stheno out there, but this ain't one of them. Like you need divinity. Like they either need to be male or you need to be divinity, or both. That's actually the really nice stuff. Okay, terrible skill ranks on that one. Cope Scope's fine. Might need to try to tank the first NP with just defense up, but we'll see. Maybe the buff removal's good, but I feel like she's actually gonna want something like that. She's so two of these is so useless. Yeah, I mean we lose. I'm gonna try my best just for the lulz, but I mean come on, like this is so obviously a failure. Do I just bring her because she's an event servant? I mean, she's MP1111. I don't think so. Maybe Ku then, and then like if I had like one proper assassin, like 100 face for cleanup, this would have kind of a chance. Like it'd be pretty bad, but I'd say it'd have like maybe a chance. But because I don't even have like a good cleanup unit, like 100 face, this looks pretty bad. All right, well, what's the stuff? Do they have? I don't think they have sure hit gimmick or anything like that. Mainly the NPE. And then they get crit. Oh yeah, anti-crit's big. So now if I really cared, I'd go look for whatever anti-crit command codes I have for the ending. But I know this setup is going to fail, so I'm not gonna bother. I'm literally not gonna bother equipping command codes. When we try to play for real though, I will. You just believe in her? Yeah, right. I'm gonna be right back though. I need to get water real quick. And I'm gonna grab like a granola bar. I forgot my water. I'll be right back. I did all that, and I left my water in the kitchen. Okay, I've got it. All right, we back. All right, I completely forgot that she had that gimmick. This account is so screwed. All right. I guess David NP gain is the most important here. So, even though I beat this, because I beat it so quickly, I'm trying to remember, don't tell me, I don't want spoilers, but I'm trying to remember if Hokusai quick charged on her last health bar or the second to last health bar. I think it was the last one, because I remember my first attempt, I got really far, then I just reset because of the quick charge, and then that was that. I think it's the last one, that's my guess here. This is, yeah, Armored Core Nexus. Yep, the song. Okay, David can get his NP. I can drain someone's battery, but right now their NPs are in sync, which is a good thing, so I'm not gonna do that. I would like to have buff removal on Stheno, so let's just art chain. Like that. Okay, well, we might as well buff. Why? I guess I attack up because I figure if I somehow won, which, I mean, good luck, but it's going to be more than 13 turns, so it'll come back. I can remove her attack buff, but can't defense down her. Probably not worth it then. Boy, that's a name that I dread having to say. Oh dear God. That's exactly what, at least there's an underscore there, I'll say that, but we did not break by any means. Dude, we're so dead. Like, this just fundamentally is not going to work. Like, I didn't even need to start the stage to know that, right? It's really obvious the problems here. Don't worry, guys. Stheno is gonna Brave Chain with her Divinity bonus. Which honestly, I mean, for class neutral, that's perfectly respectable damage. And if it was a Rider, she'd get her, you know, double damage and then her third skill passive, and she'd like obliterate them. But that is not a Rider. Okay, and we lose. All right. I don't think anyone is surprised by this. Yeah, Stheno, not good here. Like, this fight is literally like against her. Debuff immune female. That's the worst thing ever for Stheno. Okay, so we gotta take this somewhat seriously now. But I know for a fact we're gonna bring like Mash and David, so I can give them command codes. Chat, what do you want to see from the support, right? We can do Ezo, which is like the budget-friendly option, but I mean, I've already done an Ezo setup. You know, we could do really any good assassin. I mean, really any of them. So Jack, Lee, King Asan, Kama, right, whatever. You know, you got Melt, right, which is Charlotte. You know, if someone had a Grail Kojiro, that could be kind of fun, actually. Carmella would be interesting, actually. That's, you know, not a bonus server or any of that. But if someone's got a meaty Carmella, actually, I might try that just for the like how unique that would be. You get the anti-female and whatnot. The old lead would be really good. Yeah, you got what is it, Melt, Clown Boy, Limbo. I guess you could do King Protea, I suppose. I don't see why not, actually. So for chat, seems to like Carmella, Lee, and Kojiro the most. That seems to be the idea, so we'll see what we have available. Alright, let's give Mash. That is the wrong UI. There's literally no reason to use Nero here. I mean, I know you always will root for Nero, but there's no reason to do that at all. Good try, though. Good try. Yeah, you can do Cleo. Cleo's fine. Like, if we saw a good Cleo, that'd be fun. Like, not... I think single target is better, but you could probably make Cleo work. Well, I don't know. That would be tough when I think about it, because she's not an event server or anything like that, so... yeah, maybe that would be too much. Okay, we do not have the command code that I was thinking of. We do have a defense removal one. What you need, though, is anti-crit. I don't remember what this does. I don't have, like, the usual ones that are really good for this kind of thing. I'm sure I have something. Okay, that's anti-attack buff. I don't remember what the dog does. He's new, though. I think it's, like, removes some, like, a buster or something. I don't know. This one curses you, but it does something else as well. Oh, this does curse as well, but it has another effect, but I don't remember what it is. I think this is defense removal. This is defense removal. This is debuff clear. I have no idea, no idea, no idea. I think this is crit damage. Removal is a crit damage buff, which is good. We want crit chance. We need 100 phase, holy shit. Dog is only buster crit up, I see. This is actually one of the only good command codes we got here right there, so we'll put that on the unit at the end, I suppose. But none of these command codes are all that useful. This is alright just for damage, but okay. I mean, you could make Nero work here, but it's gonna involve more of like, you know, using Castoria, right, and that kind of thing. If you had like a really weak account and you summoned a Nero, that's not gonna work at all. Like if she's the only rare thing on the team, that is not happening. Alright, let's look at our options for assassins and alter ego. So there's a Kojiro. Some people want a Kojiro. Not exactly the most upgraded, because I suspect it's not 2K foe because it doesn't have command codes and such, and the stats just don't look that high. Yeah, so probably not that one. I'm sure we have other people that have better than that. Kojiro's pretty popular. That loading screen. Oh, we got I never thought about that. I guess Shiki is a fair thing to use. She's not an event servant or anything, but she probably does all right. Izo's probably just better though because of the event bonus, I would imagine. Like Izo is really good here. I mean, maybe we do a Grailed Izo just because he is so Like, I mean, he's everywhere, and he's so good here. And, like, Jack is super good here, and probably better than Izo, but I don't really like Jack. Okay, well, there's a Carmella, but it's not good. Any other Carmellas in here? Nope. That sucks. Carmella actually would be pretty fun, but she's kind of rare, because no one really likes her, in my experience. Okay, then we got... also, this doesn't... The invite one doesn't show their 3 units. It only shows the 1. So, actually, we do have other units that we just don't know about. There's literally no way... Okay, I don't know why Hex isn't on my list anyway. What the fuck? What? Seriously, why is Hex not on my list? But yeah, there's Protea, because some people wanted Protea, so that's an option. I'm actually kind of curious about Protea, because she's just so bizarre. I'm really curious how she does here. Because she's tanky, like, but I don't know if the damage would... Well, no, she probably does have the damage. I kind of want to just try Protea, because, like, when the hell do we ever use her, and, that is quite unique. I think Melt, though, is so busted in this stage. She'll kill both of them, like, super quick. You just have to protect her, and you're good. Oh, that's tempting, too, though. Oh, if he's not 10-10-10, though. Like, I really would love to compare Lee... because Izo is level 70, right? And he's not as good as Lee. But then Izo's a bonus servant, right? So, like, where does Lee stack up? Although this is not really a fair time to test that because the account is way weaker than the account that I used Izo on, but still. Okay, well, there's a Protea, but I think Hex is the biggest one we got. Okay, let's see. Hex, are you here? If you are, can we get like a normal CE, you know, like, I don't know, chat, maybe something that would make her normal card damage better, but would also make her NP better, right? That would be good. But you know, we're gonna have to do her art cards, chat, when she doesn't have her NP, right? You're not gonna BBB, you're gonna use the art cards on the non-NP turns, so, you know, this is sounding like we might want an attack up. Chat, maybe something like Golden Sumo. That would be good. Unfortunately, I don't think Hex is here at the minute. So if we do use Protea, she's going to have a super suboptimal CE. Like, that is really bad for a boss fight. But I'll send him a message real quick on Discord in case he happens to be around. But if not, we either just try her with the bad CE or we try like a weaker one. Alright, I sent him a message, but he's offline, so yeah, I don't think he's around at the minute. You know, Yang CE is good here, though, because they've got, like, evades and stuff. Yang CE would be fine. And on a weaker team, you can get away with the no starting NP. Alright, I guess we just try it and just see, even though the craft essence is crap. Maybe Protea is just so good she can win with a silly... What does this even do? It's a 4-star, right? A farming one, so... Looks like it's... I think it's like a shitty star bomb. I think it's like 12 stars or something. Either stars per turn or star bomb. I think it's star bomb. It looks like it's 12 stars, and it gives you like... What? I don't know. This is... It's got... Because 5%... Is it like 12 stars and like 5% buster and quick? Because that's really bad. Like, holy shit, that's really bad. Like, we don't even need, like, you literally are going to do nothing with, this effectively does nothing. This CE is effectively doing nothing. Because, like, we don't need Buster and Quick up 5%, and then 12 stars is not enough on turn 1 to do anything. And I have no other star bombs. And, like, they start off with evade and defense up, so, yeah, this is utterly useless, but hey, if she wins, it makes it more impressive. Okay. I feel like she is a good unit for this. I don't see why she wouldn't be. So... You could always do Hans like I did in the video. But maybe David. I mean, Hans makes sense. Because she has no starting MP with that thing, so... Kinda need the third skill. I wish I had another Star Bomb, so maybe I could make something happen with the crits, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Maybe not double scope on that, because maybe we use... Snake Doctor. This is very similar to what I did in the video now that I think about it, but I mean, it's good. It's still weaker though, because I don't have 100 face. I don't have anything like that, so yeah, this is I mean, this is just the logical thing to do as far as I can tell. We'll see if Protea is enough to carry though, because this is a lot weaker. Because of like the skill ranks and no 100 face. Don't have particularly good command codes. Actually, I think we do that, and then that. Or this, maybe, but no, we'll do that. David, I guess you just don't want to die really fast, in case, like, he shows up on the NP turn or whatever, so we'll do that. You do that. I think default is fine. Alright, rip Stheno, by the way. Yeah, we might do that, Ace, if the CE is just like the worst thing ever. I figure with how upgraded she is, it kind of balances it out. We'll see, though. She's so big, chat! Doesn't even fit in the screen. Like, you can't even see her, the top half of her face. Actually, more than the half of it. Alright, so we want to do HP thing right off the bat, no question. Yeah, she is floating. Yeah, sometimes the floor is just not detected properly in some of these stages. Every once in a while they do a good job with it, but I would say more times than not, it's really bad. Okay, now, I can Art Chain, which is awesome, but I can also Brave Chain, which is awesome. Probably Art Chain though, it's really boring, but it's because we don't have starting NP, it's good to just kind of get the ball rolling here. No, I probably could have just done the Brave Chain, I don't think it was that big of a deal. And then I could, so I'm probably... I don't know if I really need to do Mash's NP right off the bat, I could probably wait. Although I don't really need to play it like I did in the video because, Protea is so different than Izo. I should probably be actually been pinging off the evade, now that I think about it. I guess I'll just throw this out. Let's taunt, because I think it's safe. Okay, yeah, there we go. Hey, don't you insult Mothra. Mothra did nothing wrong. By the way, my favorite kaiju is probably Gigan. He's just cool. I mean, he's got like chainsaws and claws and lasers. And he's kind of like that side bad guy, right? So that's kind of my shtick. Okay, I kind of hate that I don't have my NP right now, but... And I don't really want to Buster Crit this shield, but I really need to hit that. Okay, we'll do... I think that'll get rid of the shield, and then we can Buster Crit the boss, at least. Yeah, 40k. I'll take that. I mean, who doesn't like King Ghidorah? I mean, come on. Even if you like don't know Godzilla stuff, it's a three-headed dragon, right? I mean, that is pretty cool, right? So yeah, obviously King Ghidorah is awesome. Also, he like beat Godzilla's ass all the time in the older movies, so. You know, I didn't really like Shin Godzilla that much. I thought I don't mean like the movie, I mean like the design. It was kind of too weird for me. One of my favorite Godzilla designs is actually like the worst Godzilla ever, and it's like that CGI anime. Like Godzilla looks so awesome there. He's like classical Godzilla but beefier, and then also like outrageously huge, and like that can be a bit of a turn off. But the design looks really good. And actually, I like the American version. The American Godzilla was really cool, even though it's like very different, but it was cool. You know, it's like a dinosaur, and dinosaurs were awesome, so fuck it. Not everything has to be copy-paste, man. Do I attack up here? Let's see, I've got 2 attack ups and NP up. We're not an event servant. I guess I throw it out. We're gonna go kind of slow here, I suspect. Like, we're gonna have a decent amount of turns go by. I'm not sure I have used MASH correctly throughout my endeavors here, but let's overcharge Hans and then hope Hans lands the defense buff. That's really what I want to see here. The thing is, I think the hate that the American Godzilla got is so unjustified, and also I think with them like poo-pooing on it in that movie was such an asshole move because they're the ones that basically told the Americans to do that. Right? That's just like pander. That's like selling out your partner just to pander to the fan base because the fan base is too stupid to understand like what happened. Right? Like that's just dumb. Like that's just bad business. And like also it's that's just like I did not. It's not even the fact that I don't mind the American design. That's just like I never liked that kind of storytelling. Right? Where they basically nerfed that Godzilla just because he's not relevant anymore, and they basically want to make a gag out of him. So they make him way weaker than he actually was. That's like Dragon Ball Z, right? How like, what's his name, Pikkon? Like one-shot Cell with a kick? That's just stupid. It's not even consistent with how powerful Pikkon is versus Goku, right? It's just dumb. Like, it's just always stupid. Like Gundam Wing would do that, right? They'd show off a new, like Gundam or a new mass-produced suit and it's all big and bad, and then 5 seconds later it's trash. And it's not being logically consistent, right? I never liked that. It never works for me. And like that movie wasn't even like a joke movie. It wasn't like a parody like, you know, Carnival Phantasma is for Fate, right? And like what I always see, like the big complaint about the American Godzilla movie is it's nothing like the Japanese ones. I'm like, no shit? Like what the fuck? What? Why would you? Like, what's the point of having a different, you know, take on it if it's just gonna be the same thing, but they're speaking English now? Like, that's so dumb. Like, I would have been so bored if they made the design the same, right? Like, yeah, you want it to at least, you know, harken back to the original, which it does, right? I've never understood the hate for, like, the Godzilla design for the American version. It's like, it's supposed to be different, but it's still a lizard, right? It's just a bit more like, you know, raptor-esque. I don't who the fuck doesn't like raptors, right? What's wrong with like T-Rex or a raptor or whatever? Like what the fuck? Really, I think a lot of it is people just dogpiled on it. Now it has a bad reputation, and so people just say it's bad when, like, I'm sorry, like I like Godzilla as a franchise, but it's shit. Like I'm sorry, it's shit. Like how can you look at the American Godzilla and be like, oh yeah, that's the bad apple? And then you watch like other Godzilla movies and you have like a drunken actor that, you know, can't see anything because he's wearing a fucked up costume, stumbling into cardboard boxes, trying to have like a cool fight scene with a toy tank. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, and like the plot points in all the old Godzilla movies and even the newer ones are awful, right? It's just all this contrived nonsense. Right, it's garbage. Now, it's garbage that I enjoy, right? Like it's, you know, it's supposed to be kind of just cheeky fun, and that's fine. But I think it's ridiculous to get all like nitpicky about the American version and try to act like you're fucking, you know, William Shakespeare here, and then but never mind the other Godzilla stuff, and I think they're even more cheesy. Like that movie that makes fun of the American Godzilla, I think is way cheesier and way worse than the American Godzilla, right? And its budget is crap and all. It's just stupid. It's just cheap, right? And those guys that made that gag were the ones that are responsible for getting the Americans to do that anyway. So I'm just like, you know, that's just selling out your compadres because your idiot fan base doesn't know any better, right? It's like, great, you know, that kind of like disloyalty is never a good look in my opinion. Like I think a much better look is, you know, embracing what you're about. And now sure, if you wrote something bad in the past, that's fine, right? But it's like, there's nothing wrong with the American Godzilla's design, even if, you know, it doesn't look like the original. And they basically just retconned it to be a different monster, and that's fine. So then why shit on it, right? Because there's nothing wrong with the design, and like the artist that designed it does not deserve that. There's nothing about the design that is actually bad. It's just like a knee-jerk, you know, fan-based reaction. It's like, I don't like Oberon Vortigern, but I don't want them to just randomly use Oberon Vortigern. Like, I would not be happy. People like think I would, but like, if they used Oberon Vortigern in like Lost Belt 7 or 3.0 or whatever, and then they just randomly nerf the shit out of him, and all of a sudden his abilities don't do what they did before, and he just shows up and is just like, has no purpose in the story, and instantly gets murdered by, you know, new bad guy or whatever. I think that's stupid. Like, I always think that shit is stupid. I don't have to like the character to see how, like, dumb that is. Okay, so we're about to get NP'd on. Protea can absolutely face tank it. Because she has, let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. She has 50% NP resist, and then she's got a good amount of defense up. Let me think. Like, just invulnerability somebody. Do I want to keep Hans alive? That's the thing. Is it actually good to keep Hans alive? Because Mash might be able to face it. She has got 1 damage cut. No, she has 2 damage cuts. She has 2 damage cuts, and then 1, 2... Only 2 defense ups, actually. So there's 2 damage cuts and 2 defense ups. I don't know if she would live or not. I don't think she would, because there's 2 NPs. So who do I think is more useful in the long run, Mash or Hans? I guess Mash, just because her taunt's coming up. Yeah, I tell you, I am consistent with a lot of my opinions. It's like, I don't like Oberon Vortigern, so I'm not gonna be like happy to see him in a story again. But if he is in a story, he deserves to be written properly like anyone else. I'm never happy about that kind of shitty storytelling. And funnily enough, if I was a writer in FGO, which, I mean, God help us all, but if I was a writer in FGO for whatever reason, and I had to write a story with Oberon Vortigern in it, because I'm aware that I dislike him so much, I would make sure I didn't do something shitty. Like, I wouldn't shit on him. I would not do that. Right? Because I don't like him, I'm gonna make sure I don't act like a 5-year-old. I'm not gonna have like Hans kill him with a book, right? I'm not going to do that. Okay, we have a Brave Chain, but I need to do 500 damage over here, which that's rather unfortunate. Okay, I guess I just save Mash. It feels weird giving her the invulnerability though, when like she does have all that defense up and whatnot, but maybe she can live. Maybe she can live. So then nah, I'll just play it safe. And do I want to art chain? Yeah. I don't like Stargen's nice and all, but yeah, this is fine. No kill. Yeah, feels bad. If I had been more meta with Mash, I actually could have just kept him alive with defense buffs and stuff. But I kind of forgot. I wasn't really paying attention on the early turns. I mean, I don't know. It may not be worth it to keep Hans. It was probably worth it to keep Hans alive, actually, because he could have NP'd and another heal would be swell. I'd be surprised if Protea takes any damage here. Between the damage cuts and the NP resists, I doubt she's gonna take any. Yeah. Yeah, Mash might have lived, because you cut this damage in half, because Mash isn't being counterclassed. And then you have the damage cuts. It would have been close, but she might have lived. So I actually need to time my reapplication of her second skill very wisely, because it needs to... Every time an NP comes up, I'm going to want to have a decent amount of resistances. Although I guess the next one I could always use David's on. Nice damage, nerd. I kind of want to have I wish I had Shin-Gong to actually targeted evade Protea, so her HP is not going to waste when I reset it. I probably NP here, then reset it, just for the battery. I don't... Oh, wait, is she... Fuck, it's 3 hit evade. Damn it, that's so... shite. This is where having, like, sure hit would be so helpful, because NPing right now is so good. I could just NP and, then NP again. I might just NP anyway, just because I kind of do want to reset the stacks. Man, that is so crap, though. But yeah, I think we, you know what, I guess we just murder that. Then I don't really need an assassin in the back row if I kill her first, but... I think this is her best ascension though, because it just looks the most, I don't know, normal. Chat, I just had like my arm, like sandwiched between my body and my chair arm, and I cut off the circulation a bit, and like I can't move my thumb very well right now. I can't like feel my thumb and a bit of my index finger. It's already getting better though, but I just wasn't paying attention. You know, that happens every once in a while. I think everyone's done that at some point in their life. Like, I don't need blood. You know, maybe I should have waited because I just realized I don't have her first skill. There was no reason to do that because I don't have her first skill. I should have brought Atlas. I absolutely should have brought Atlas. Yeah, we're not going to start ramping up yet. Whoops. Well, that was a mistake. Let's see though. What's the play here? Just mash. MP gain good. Look, I have not used Protea in a serious capacity since I made like the 4-star tier list video. So, why does she still? It's because I attacked. Well, I wasn't paying attention to that turn. It's because I attacked what's her face last turn, so I just wasted my MP again. So I wasted all of my stacks, and I can't even reapply them for really no reason. That was not a useful MP at all. I actually kind of just threw there. So, funny thing about giving blood is the problem most people make is they only give blood during emergencies, which is actually when you normally don't need to give blood, because everyone gives blood during emergencies. So what normally ends up happening is they get more blood than they can use and it goes to waste. The best time to give blood is just literally whenever, because no one else is giving blood and they need it desperately. That's generally how it is with like blood donations, is just whenever the fuck, no one's donating, right? So when people need transplants and stuff, they have no supply because the blood doesn't stay good very long. So literally the best time to give blood is just no special occasion. That's when it will do the most good, generally speaking. But yeah, drink a lot of orange juice, right? If you give blood, drink a lot of orange juice, water, you know, that kind of thing. It is creepy, like, you know, I'm happy to help in that kind of thing. And seriously, some people, it's literally life or death getting a blood transfusion. Like, literally, there's no other way to save them, and sometimes they just do not have blood on hand. And so, like, with the right blood type or whatever, and, you know, it sucks. I mean, it's awful. So yeah, giving blood is definitely helpful. But it is creepy. It is creepy. You're being drained of your life force, essentially. I always freak out, and I'm just like, orange juice, water, you know, all this stuff that helps your body regenerate. I always drink a lot of water, though. I hate being thirsty so much that I'm always drinking water, and just constantly. So, because I find water to be the most refreshing. So I'll even, like, if I had a drink that tastes better, even if it's a healthy drink, I'll normally drink water just because it quenches thirst the best. Okay, so I guess I'm just gonna mash NP. Dude, I fucked up so hard, like on those turns. That was so bad. I wasted 2 NPs, and then I wasted my health stack, so now Protea is like vulnerable for no reason. Like, she could get Buster Crit and die now. So I took her from like 32,000 health to like 10k for no reason. Not the smartest move. Yeah, I get like so distracted if I am thirsty. It really bothers me. Okay. Definitely testing this. Should have done that before. Yeah, she's probably not gonna have enough ramp up for this next set of NPs, so we might just use the evade. We'll see. Could do Mash's third skill and try to get her NP again, but I don't think we need to do that. I guess we just bust her chain, break this bar, get it over with. I've never disliked water. Now I will say I'm lucky. I live in an area where we have some of the cleanest tap water in the world. So a little spoiled on that. But yeah, I've never had a problem with water. Always thought it tasted good. It's not, it's not super flavorful, but it doesn't really need to be. So yeah, as long as it's like not like hot water, right? I'm good. So what I could do, if Mash had an art card, I would taunt here and then do the evade now, because then it can't be pinged off of the other two. And then Mash could probably get her NP. But I think I'm just going to save it, because I don't mind keeping Mash alive. It's not like necessary, but it's fine. Well, the thing is, you're only going to block one of the NPs. David can do his first skill, so what I probably should have done was I should not have used Mash's first skill yet. I should have saved that damage cut. So actually, I need to taunt on Mash, because otherwise David will get like super fucked up, and I don't want that. I forgot which one of them you need to attack to get rid of the quick downs. Let me think. So it's probably Hokusai. I bet you if you attack Hokusai, you get rid of the quick downs. So David needs to hit Hokusai, and I only have one David card, so that's fantastic. But it's going to lower their NP damage, so. Yeah, it's like if you get 7 quick downs, you get charmed, and if you get 7 art downs, you get charmed. But if you attack, I think the opposite one. Oh, I think she always does that. I remember that. I'm pretty sure she always does that. I absolutely remember that from when I did this before. That's so stupid. That's because I remember now. Yeah, I'm almost. I bet you if you go watch my video on YouTube on that turn, I bet you I cast David's evade. Because I remember that now. I am almost positive she always does that there. Son of a either that or I've just gotten really unlucky and she's done it like 3 times in a row. So I've really only done this fight seriously 3 times. But I'm pretty sure every time she has done that. Okay, game. You're so funny. Alright, so we're going to want to NP seal Hokusai after she NPs to get them on sync again. Or on the turn. This would be such a good turn to break her health bar because then her quick charge would go into nothing. But it's not happening. Man, I misplayed so hard when I cast her second skill like that. That was not good. Let's see. I could actually NP seal her. Because you can't actually NP seal her anyway. Yeah, I might as well. And the NP game buff is fine. I don't know if I heal Protea because she's gonna get a lot of excess HP anyway. But I don't know if I really need to save David either. Yeah, I guess I just heal her because. I almost want to wait a turn to NP because I don't have any damage buffs right now. And I get my first skill back, and I don't really have any NP gain here. The thing is, Hokusai has a decently high hit count, so you do get okay refund off of it. Yeah, I guess I'll do this then. Oh yeah, I forgot to bring command codes. I could have gotten rid of like that defense buff and stuff. I could have gotten rid of the attack buff too, actually. So I've got the one on MASH. I was just hanging out there. Yeah, it'll be impressive if we win here because I'm not playing particularly well. Like, Making a lot of mistakes. And we have a horrible craft essence. Like, our craft essence is completely useless. We basically have no craft essence, and, you know, I'm playing bad, so... If we win, that says a lot about Podia. Podia's face. She's sad, isn't she? It's almost like she's sad for them trying to hurt her. Dude, he just got one shot. That's so lame. I should have just NP'd with him. I just lost so much value. I lost the battery. I lost the guts, all that. We might lose this. There's so much has gone wrong here. We shall see. Really didn't get a good deck shuffle there either. Yeah, it's not looking so good. Honestly, we deserve to lose this. Like, there's no way around that. I absolutely deserve to lose. I made a lot of dumb decisions. And I forgot about the quick charge. I remember the quick charge when you break this health bar. Like, that I got. 95%. That is really annoying, game. Work with me. Weird turn. You know, I kind of wish I still had Hans at this point, so we could use the stars in the NT game. Yeah, I think we've lost. I think we just messed. We whiffed so much value, like in those two NPs. I just hit the evade twice because I wasn't paying attention. Let's see, how many? She's still got 5 turns. Okay, I mean, I might as well have. Fuck, I should have been using Kojiro's second skill to get quick resist down. I wasn't. Yet again, more mistakes. Any reason for these skills? Not really. The only way I see us winning this is if Protea just really hits the value at the end, like when she's by herself, she's able to just do insanely well. Yeah, we whipped like a Asclepius did nothing. We wasted 2 NPs. And you stop doing that. She like always does that though when she's 1 tick off, I've noticed. That's such a terrible boss design. Like, this boss is almost good, but like the quick charge in the final break bar is just cheap bullshit. The fact that this boss does that so often, right, it's just dumb. I never like that kind of stuff. Yeah, we're dead. And also I should have brought Atlas. Like, I absolutely should have brought Atlas. Like, we really didn't get any value out of this. So if I break here, she is going to NP. Yeah, the problem is like the next NP is probably so. I have to break now. Our only chance of winning is if I break now. I don't think. Let me see. Let me think. We've got 4 turns. I think I evade here. We have to break. Kind of need to. Man, I wish I could remove that. I'm not a bonus servant, so I think I need to BB. I'd love to like BA, right? Get a little refund going. But I think I need to BB to be safe. If I don't break here, we ultra lose. Yeah, she like frequently we use her quick charge when she's 1 tick away, and especially at like certain thresholds. Oh my god, we didn't even kill Ryder. I probably could have done Buster Art right there. I mean, we have a chance, but this is gonna be tough. So I kill the Ryder this turn. And then I guess we try to just clean up right after that with like an NP. Like I can double NP. I can get my NP again, then use my second skill. Yeah, we might still have this. So 43k. She will actually die to my next NP. The thing is, she does the most damage to us. So I think I attack her just so we don't take that damage. I gotta do art, quick art. I think we'll do 43k. You know what? Let's not. Let's not. Let's just do that. Don't deal with it. Hokusai has a high hit count, so. Yep, that's fine. I'd be very surprised if I did not get my NP here. The tricky part is going to be the turn when I remove my stacks. I need to, like, hopefully have, like, my max HP for removing no stacks, so I can survive a turn. I do, okay. So, I NP, and then I second skill, and I mystic code, and then she needs to be dead. I didn't even think about her command codes. I don't think any of these remove a defense buff, so... Bonk, bonk, bonk. Wow, we might win, we might win. Yeah, I tell you, this is such a fraudulent W, though. Like, we made so many bad decisions along the way. I think we got it, though. Yeah, we'll win next turn. As long as she doesn't kill me here, we got it. Now, fuck, if I'd done the attack up there, I would have just killed her right there. I was not expecting that kind of damage. Yeah, I could have just won right there. Yeah, Protea's carrying, absolutely. Although, actually, in a way, she's not, because we misplayed on her more than anyone else, right? But she is really good here. But it'd be interesting to compare her to, like, Melt, King Asan, Limbo, that kind of thing. But yeah, no question, she did ridiculously well here. Okay, yeah, because here's the, okay, she's doing better than I thought. Because, by the time Hokusai would get her NP, we would probably have enough resistance to survive it again, because we start getting health again now. And we can probably outpace her normal card damage, because she's a foreigner. But, she's dead. I think we got her. That's crazy, though. We messed up so bad, dude. Like, we made all kinds of mistakes there. And, we still won with, like, the way we would have lost is if I didn't finish off, the Rider, like, as fast as I did, if I kept focusing on Hokusai, because the Rider would actually kill Protea. Like, absolutely, like, because she starts getting crits and crap, and she does more damage, like, with normal cards, so she would actually start killing Protea, like, really quickly. So, if I had not been, like, nuking her down at the end, we would have still lost. Also, it's another NP to worry about. That's crazy that we just won that, though. It shows how good your friend supports can be, though. Like, she didn't even have a good craft essence, right? She was using a completely worthless craft essence, so... Yeah, Protea is good for that fight. I feel very confident that we misplayed, probably didn't bring the best budget supports, didn't have a craft essence at all, didn't have command codes, really, for the fight that were useful. And yeah, she still won, so that's really good. Okay, honestly, I wouldn't mind doing this challenge quest more, but I should probably wrap up because... I've been streaming for a long time, and although I did finally get some sleep last night, I'm still kind of messed up. I think if I feel well later, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna relax for like an hour, hour and a half, right? I'm gonna take a minute here, I'm gonna, eat, that kind of thing, and I might play a little bit of Arc Knights, because I haven't been able to play Arc Knights in like a week, and that really sucks. So yeah, maybe an hour, 2 hours, I'll probably play a little bit of Arc Knights as long as I'm feeling up for it. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. I actually had a lot of fun with this Stheno account. Like those bosses were like, they felt like main story bosses because the a little bit easier, but you know, because the account is so crap, I had to really care about what I was doing. Let's grab the loot here. Make sure I've done my FP summon. Check on the dogs real quick. Chat, do we just roll story on this account? That's what we've been doing, and I feel like Stheno is never getting a rate up, so... honestly, I don't care if the Stheno account is just like a story roll account, so... I think we might do a quick story blur, because I'm not gonna roll on, like, you know, normal stuff on this account like I would on my main account, because I have my main account for that, so... Yeah, hold on a second, chat. What we'll do is we'll, Trying to think, do we want to save the tickets or do we save the SQ? Let's just use the tickets for now, just so it's not like too many rolls, right? But yeah, we'll throw the summon tickets at it and see what happens. Yeah, you could wait for like Valentine's Day or a class banner or whatever, but the nice thing about rolling story is you might get coup copies, you might get Asclepius. Hey, we got a gold, but I don't think those can be 4 stars. Or can they? Can those be? I don't remember. Can those be 4 stars? The rainbows? Well, it wasn't. So that is. Oh, hey, she's back, chat. Remember everyone gave me shit? Cause didn't we get her and we turned her into Anniversary Blonde, or was that the Herc account? I don't remember. We'll see if she gets the new thing. Okay, no, that must have been the Herc account because it's doing the summon line. Well, she is back, so and we're not gonna burn her this time, I don't think. But I don't dislike her at all. It was just the Herc account obviously didn't need her, and it needed Anniversary Blonde really bad. She does have some funny voice lines, like some of her interactions with some of the characters is kind of entertaining. Okay, and we got our boy Hector. Imagine getting her though, and not Stheno. Yeah, we might level her. That'd be kind of a unique one. The thing is, we're not in a writer deficit. We're in like an assassin deficit because I didn't level 100 face or anything like that. And saber. Like I need to level a saber, and I need to level an assassin. That's like a clear problem. Yeah, you get Antonio. Yeah, you know, Bedivere. That's nice, right? It's good stuff. She is divine, actually. That's a good point. That is some synergy there. So it really just comes down to how much I play the account, right? If I was only playing this account, right, it was my main account, then I could level so many characters that it'd be easy to fit her in. But because it's like an alt, it has to be a little picky. But I'm trying to play it more so we can, you know, level up more stuff and have a bit more fun. Especially because the Herc account is kind of done for now. Like we don't need to play it anytime soon. What I'm probably gonna do is I'll do 1 10 summon. We'll just do one. We'll do like one like every stream or so. That feels like a good pace. I don't we don't need to save up our SQ on this account. I really do want to stress though, this is not. I'm only doing this because it's an ult account. I really do recommend if you have 200 SQ, just keep saving. Get up to like 700, 800, and then wait for something you really want, and then roll on that. Right? Like that's generally the advice I will give. Especially once you've already established your account, right? You've already gotten Bedivere and Asclepius and that kind of stuff. Because I do think it is worth it to roll story a bit. Like, I think every account, because in the long run, it's not like that big of a deal. It is like, when I'm like starting to work towards Lost Belt 4, right? I normally just I don't roll any, I don't use summon tickets. I save up, several hundred, right? And then after I beat Lost Belt 4, I roll story, right? And then until I get Asclepius, and then I stop, right? And it might take a lot, it might take a little, but it's worth it for just a quick Asclepius break, right? Like if you take some time and just keep going until you eventually get them, it's not going to take that long ultimately. Like yes, if you get unlucky, it can be more SQ than you would like, but then you have them forever. That's hi Vol, how you doing? Wait, Vol, you absolutely didn't you resub like the other day? I swear this is a Twitch moment. I feel like I do this a lot. Yeah, I feel like the notification is just fucking up. It does that, but thank you regardless. All right, we'll do 1 summon here. Cause yeah, I'm pretty sure you like resubbed the other day. Unfortunately, Vol, you got here like right at the end of the stream, but whoops. How's school life going? Okay, nothing fancy. Okay, those are always good to get. Oh, okay, Valkyrie. That is not Stheno, so wrong one, but seriously, this is a good CE. It's niche as fuck, but when it comes up. Like, it's so helpful. Like, what's her name? What's that boss fight? Ibuki, that's the one, Ibuki. She's got that gimmick at the start of the fight where you like instantly get NP sealed or skills. I think it's skill sealed or something. And you can give Asclepius that in this CE, and then he won't be skill sealed, and then he can use his 3rd skill and remove all the debuffs from everyone else, right? That kind of stuff is very useful from time to time. Oh, right, it's summer. Right, I always forget. See, I never, did the whole, normal school thing, so I always forget that summer is like school free time. And it's weird because I've always hated summer because it's hot as hell. But then most people like summer because it's off time, which I mean is completely reasonable, but I never think of it that way. So I'm always like, oh God, it's so hot. I hate it. It needs to end as fast as possible. But yeah, most people like summer. Okay, so we still actually have to do these. But I can do that off stream. I tell you what, though, this one will be a bit spicy. I'm at 1 million points. So my main account is at like, I think it's 2 million or whatever, but my Stheno account's only 900k. So I really need to take a day and just spam it on the side. Otherwise, I'm not going to get it done in time. But really, though, I don't know. Does the Stheno account even need 3 million? Like wars are good. I definitely want the 1 million, absolutely. I guess 1.3 want the command code. I could probably get 2 million without stressing about it. Yeah, I don't know if I'll bother for 3. I'll try to get 3 million on my main, of course, but I don't know about this one. So wait, do other countries not do that? Like, do they not have a big summer break? How does that work? I don't even know. Like, what about Japan, right? Because, Vol, you've gone to Japan. What do they do? Alright, let me use FP real quick here. Only 1 week? Oof. I mean, it's better than nothing, but, they ever on 1 month? Beats a week. A lot of countries have a long winter break. I actually feel like that makes more sense. I feel like that makes way more sense. Because first off, winter is hazardous with weather, right? So it's more likely that you'd have to cancel school days anyway. And it's also just safer, because even if it's not a canceled school day, ice and snow are dangerous. And then, so people don't want to go out as much in winter. And then there's holidays and things like that. So that winter makes way more sense to me for break time. Maybe I'm just a boomer here, but... Oh man, are you in Ukraine? Shit, dude. I hope that's, I hope you're, alright. That sucks, man. That's been crazy. I've seen that. You have all these insane world events, but now that we live with such social media... Alright, I've seen streamers that were streaming before all this stuff in Ukraine, and, they're still streaming, but, like, it's crazy. And that would happen, even if you had, like, an even bigger war going on, right? Like, with first world countries and things like that. It's just weird. It's really weird the way social media affects that kind of thing. Yeah, he's an FP summon. He's an FP summon. I don't see this account using him much. He's cool. I think he's I think he's a really cool character. I love his voice actor and everything. His gameplay though is just it's mainly some use for farming, but I think that's about it. Yeah, maybe if they buff him, I think with a good buff he could be all right. The main thing is, even if you make him good and unique, because the crit thing is cool, the big star absorb, 100% crit up, that, with debuff clear, right? There's use there. He's fucking, oh, you mean the story, yeah. Well, I wouldn't say it was useless, but it didn't need to be him specifically, and yada, yada, yada. But, like, we don't need another AoE caster. Like, holy crap, we have so many AoE casters. Who the fuck needs him? But really, a lot of 6.5 didn't matter. Like, the only thing that mattered was the last, 5 minutes of it, which didn't have to be part of 6.5 specifically anyway. That could have been part of any story or the end of Lost Belt 6, right? It didn't. You could have connected it. Like, it's like a module thing with the way they're getting to Area 51 that you could have plugged that into the end of basically any story and it wouldn't have mattered. So, kind of sucked because I wish 6.5 was used better because it's a cool premise. Right, and I like the cast, right? I like Constantine a lot, and I like a lot of the other characters too. Like, seriously, I like the cast just fucking fine, but I feel like it was such a wasted premise, and, like, it was a lot of, like, weird stuff. It feels like some fan design for a Geronimo buff. Yeah, I agree with that. I completely agree with that. That is absolutely what that feels like, those bad ideas people have for Geronimo. Anyways, boys, we're wrapping up. I've been saying for like 30 minutes now that we're wrapping up, but I think we're finally ready to go here. Thank you guys for hanging out. I will probably stream again in like an hour, 2 hours if I feel good, because I'll play some Arc Knights. But yeah, probably like 2 hours. So Arc Knights later, for if you care about that. In the meantime, I guess we'll just raid Cairo. I don't know if he's even streaming right now, but we'll raid him anyway. And yep, I will see my Arc Knights crew most likely in an hour or two. Take care.